Alrighty. Do, 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 do. Hello, Lily. Not your father, by the way, but how's your day going? Hopefully your day's going well. Do, 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 do. Hello, Broken Skull. And yes, hello, newbie animator. Alrighty, that should be all I needed. Yes, how are you guys' day going? Hopefully it's going well. Hello, Arya. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Hello, brother. Hello. Pretty well. I'm so bored. That's unfortunate. Is there nothing fun to do? I don't got shit to do for the entire month. Then find stuff to do. That means you have a free schedule. Hello, Mr. No. How's the day going? Hopefully your day's going well. Hello, Father Dennis. How's your day going? I'm pretty sick though. That's unfortunate. Well, alrighty. Time to get to some drawing. Hello, welcome to the stream. Alrighty, I have this page that I haven't actually finished, so I'll just finish this page. You doing good? Nice, nice. I was making Minecraft ARG thing, wondering how that's going. Interesting. That is interesting indeed. Yeah, I've heard about that other Minecraft ARG thing. It was pretty cool too. People are doing some neat things. How long does it take you per sketch? 10 minutes. Yeah, like this sketch, yeah, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. I think, well, I don't know. This probably took less time. Like I didn't shade it. Like the shading takes a good amount of time. So this probably took like, yeah, so like this probably took like 7 minutes probably. And obviously I didn't even finish this, so that took even less time. Duck Doodle? No. No Duck Doodle. I could shade it actually. Maybe I'll shade it. Or maybe I won't. Okay. Vampire Ground Finch Doodle? Probably not, no. I don't know. Um, I'm gonna do what I normally do and just focus on anatomy. I'm sick AF. As fuck. I got a spider bite and now I'm throwing up everything I eat. I have a fever and a constant headache. My throat is killing me, and I have 3 pills I need to take twice a day. That's actually unfortunate. Um, hopefully you get better soon. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully you get better soon. Dennis, what do you think about the art I sent in the chat? I think well, I did post a message I didn't unless you like sent a new one and I just didn't. Maybe I just didn't send you. Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing. It's a good it's good. It is very cool. Yeah, I think she's recognizable. If that was your worry. I believe so. Well, I mean, cause like I know it's you, like it's your art first of all, and then like I don't know. I think that combining like how the character looks and then the fact that you drew it, like I like guess that it was Iva. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. I think the water droplets are like fine. I think they yeah, I think they're good. A vampire ground finch is generally my favorite species of bird. That's cool. I've never actually heard of it. Maybe I don't think so, or maybe yeah. I don't think I've heard of it. Yeah, I guess it's the Iva bias at this point. Fair enough. I'm sketching right now. Nice. What are you sketching? I almost started this stream on. I almost started this stream on time. Basically, actually, I did. I started it within the time limit. For the past couple days, I've been getting pretty. I've been like starting the stream at like a time that I don't actually want the stream to like later than it should be. Is anyone else drawing right now other than Father Dennis? a little birdie that drinks blood. Yeah, well, that makes sense. You draw your dad? Nice. Well, good luck. And I have a whole 10-minute routine that I need to do for the bite. I need to give myself a shot 3 times a day because the antibiotics don't work in pill form because I'm a motherfucking spider bite. Well, yeah, some spiders are quite ferocious with their bites. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that in, bring that out, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna have another character. So yeah, we have one character like bending over. Then we have this character gonna be like draped over this character. I don't know if I'm gonna actually be able to do it right. Hi, yes, I'm currently drawing on my lunch break. Oh, nice. Welcome to the stream, Cassandra. I don't know why I said them two different. I should just picked one pronunciation. Yeah, hopefully your day is going well. The island that they are found in doesn't have that much fruit or yeah, okay, so it doesn't have that much like water and stuff, so they have to drink blood. Fair enough. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Like fruit and other things that they could eat. That makes sense. That's actually cool. That's cool. There's one problem. I don't know how he looks like. Ah, I see. Quite the predicament. Make him up. That means that your father can be whatever you want him to be. I'm either drawing or doing assignments, not gonna lie. Yeah, that would make sense, especially if you're in school or like college or something like that. School, college. Or I guess like some sort of job, but yeah. Dennis, what is your next milestone for subs? I don't really know. I didn't really think that far ahead. All I had was like 10,000 and then 100,000. Anything between like I guess you'd like assume like 20,000 and then like or maybe okay, well I'd say like 20,000, but would 20,000 make I mean, yeah, like maybe 20,000. But then if I do it for 20,000, would it make sense for me? I don't know. Probably 25,000. And then like 50,000 and then 100,000. That makes sense. They suck the blood from a bird called the blue-footed booby. So basically, they suck on boobies to live. Funny. Hey, humans do that too. Okay, not exactly, but they used to. Yeah, I have a babysitting job tomorrow afternoon. While you're sick, that's unfortunate. I'm also sketching. But I feel like suddenly everything I draw looks like it was drawn by a toddler. Suddenly, you draw a lot. I do draw a lot. Yes. Yeah. Sometimes that just happens. Like, uh, yeah, I mean, the way that I get over that is I just kind of struggle through it basically, and I just look at a bunch of references. I try to just keep learning from the references. Eventually, like I'll get out of my little drawing rut or whatever you want to call it. I guess you can call it like some sort of art block. Wait, what do you mean? I'm 5'6"? You're 5'6"? Interesting. We're back. I'm gonna throw up. All right. Good luck with that. Um, I actually didn't finish this hand. Like this hand is up here doing something, but I didn't actually finish what it was doing. Well, doesn't really matter. Okay, so I need to bring that in for the shorts, and then I need to bring in the rest of the shorts. Wrap that around there. Bring around the back pockets. Other back pockets. Other pocket, I guess. So I guess I'll just like bring this over here. Hand reveal when? I don't think I can do that. I can't muster up the courage for that, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I'm too shy and timid. I know, cowardly. But allow me to be cowardly just this once. Alrighty. I like the faces I did yesterday. Not even finger reveal. I'm sorry, but no, not even a finger reveal. Hello, cybernetic. Wait, cybernetic OFP. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? You're pretty much recommended, and your drawings are gorgeous. I'll stay tuned. Thank you. Welcome to the stream, cybernetic. Mr. Cybernetic, or maybe Miss Cybernetic, who knows? Yeah, hopefully your day's going well. Thank you, I'm glad you like my art. Nail reveal? Nah. How long are you drawing for consistently anyways? Are you trying to say, like, are you asking, like, how long I've been drawing for consistently, or, like, how long am I like, do I do it per day or something else? Make a members only ad reveal video? Yeah, I guess so. I'll do that. That's possible. That's a good use of the membership. Speaking of, I needed to make a video. I was supposed to be making a video yesterday, but, like, I got yeah, I was not able to finish the video. I'm gonna try and do it today after the stream because I should have a clear schedule today. So I'm just gonna after the stream, I'm gonna, like, figure out how to actually formulate the video, and then I'm gonna, like, start drawing it. I'm just a guy writing a difficult comic. Thank you. Oh, nice. Well, I wish you luck on your comic. Comics are very, very difficult. If like, probably just for, like, the paneling and the time that it takes. How long are you I draw 10 times a week for 5 years. Oh, well, I draw every day, for 8 years. I've been drawing every day for 8 years. And every day I try to draw. I would say I probably draw for, like, 7 to 8 hours. I would like to draw more, but, like, I have to eat and stuff. I have to eat, I have to cook, there's, like, other stuff I have to do, so I'm not able to draw for as long as I would want to, but yeah, for around, like, 7 to 8 hours. Yeah. Knee reveal at 50K? No, I'm not doing any more body part reveals, except for the face. Um, since he isn't doing a nail reveal, I think he'll do a wrist reveal. Ah, no, still too shy. Hello, Zeno-sama. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Um, 8 hours is insane. Shonen mangaka mindset. Maybe. I think I'm a little bit different. I don't know. I'm kind of I'm cheating in a sort of way. I'm not like I wouldn't consider myself working as hard as, like, a mangaka. If only for the fact like, I mean, like, in my work set, if only for the fact that I'm actually, like, I do like what I'm drawing, and I'm always, like, looking at things that I actually enjoy to draw. But, like, if I was a mangaka, I'd probably, like, be drawing, like, things like, there are definitely some parts of a manga that you actually don't, like, want to draw, like, whether it be, like, the background or something. Of course, like, some mangakas do have, like, background artists and stuff like that, but there's like, things that I don't wanna draw, and for the most part, right now, I never really draw something that I don't wanna draw. Anything I draw is, like, from a reference that was inspired by, or yeah, I'm always just actually interested in what I'm drawing, so it's, like, easier for me to draw for, like, 8 hours a day because I actually want to do the things that I'm doing. I don't know. 8 hours is crazy. Hello, Neon Ninja. Look at this room. I generally be burnt out to a crisp if I draw for 8 hours. I don't know. Like, would you be burnt out to a crisp if you were drawing things that you actually enjoy? Like, if you actually fully enjoy drawing every single, like, ounce of it, of the drawing process, would you actually be burnt out for 8 hours? Or is there a part of the drawing process that is like a chore to you, or like or like a strain to you, or like that you feel like it doesn't, like, flow easily? Because usually I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the burnout comes from, like, friction, basically, mental friction. That's where burnout comes from. And, like, if it's like a well-oiled machine, or, like, if it's just a smooth process, would you actually get burnout? I feel like this pen just doesn't run out of ink. How many use per week? I don't actually know. I have a pack of, like, let me see if I can find them. I have a pack of 24. 24 of these pens. But so, like, it was like $6 for okay, I'm just not. Yeah, I don't know. It was like $6 for the entire pack, and like, my last pack lasted for a couple of months. I don't know, actually. I don't know exact like, I have never keep yeah. I haven't kept yeah, I haven't kept track. That's how you say it. Need to reveal something at 50K? I don't think so. I don't think I need to reveal anything at 50K. It could be a 50 like, it could be a special video, but I don't think I necessarily need to reveal anything. Um, yeah, like, I also, like, I just have a bunch of these pens, so it might be that I did actually run out of ink for this pen, or, like, for a pen, but, like, because the pen is the same pen, you just can't, like, recognize it. Good afternoon, Shaloth. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? What I think about writing is 80% of the process is thinking about how the story would go, and 20% is the writing it. Yeah, yeah, finding out how to, like, yeah, I guess, like, plotting out the story, finding out how to word things. Yeah. Hello, hello. Are you good? Yeah, I'm good. Hopefully, you're doing good too. Nana Nixon. So, do you draw for a hobby or do you have a bigger purpose? I don't know. Like, no, I think I draw for a hobby. That's what I consider it. I would say yes, I want to like make it into a career, but I don't want to make it into a career because like I'm like seeking any. The only thing I'm seeking from the career is just money because I need money to draw. Like I need money to live, and I need to live, and like I want to draw, right? I want to draw more, and I need money to like live, so I can draw more. So I am trying to like have some sort of art career, or at least a career that allows me to do art like adjacent to it. So I guess this like that's why I'm doing YouTube. If I'm able to do YouTube, yeah. So like I mean that's why I'm doing YouTube, but I don't have like a bigger purpose for drawing. I just like drawing. You can say that my bigger purpose for drawing is just get better at drawing, but I don't know. I just want to have fun. I guess my like actual goal for art is just have fun drawing. I want to draw things that like are fun to me, interesting to me. Yeah, bake a vegan cake on stream. I could if only I had like an actual. I don't know. Like I'd have to stream in like in my kitchen where like my family has to use it. I don't know. It'd have to be. And, like, it's not like the house like, my house isn't that big, so it's like, if I'm out there, like, talking to chat and stuff, I don't wanna disturb anyone else in the house. But drawing the things you don't wanna draw is a good way to learn. I mean, okay, sure, yes, so, like, sure, if you wanna become, like, a mangaka, if you wanna draw everything, then, like, learning to draw everything, and including things that you don't wanna learn is a good way to draw. Um, Considering that I'm planning to draw only the things that I actually am interested in drawing, there's no use case for me to draw the things I don't wanna draw because I'm not gonna wanna draw them. Like, I'm interested in drawing the human body. So, like, even though there's, like, a part of the body that's, like, difficult to draw, I'll do that because like, I'm interested in it. But if it's, like, drawing, like, an environment of, like, a tree or something like that, like a plant, I mean, cool like, it's cool, but I don't necessarily think I don't think, like, right now, I'm gonna want to get an easy bake oven. I don't think I'm gonna want to, learn that. So I don't think it's gonna give me use right now. When I am interested in drawing those things, like I'll draw them. But for right now, I just don't think that learning things that I don't want to draw will actually be a use case for me because I'm not gonna draw the things I don't want to draw. Although I do understand what you're saying. We need a voice reveal. Also, I wanted to ask earlier when you draw clothes, do you start with the clothes? No, I start with the body, of course. I find it very difficult to plot out the folds and plot out like how it's gonna like bend and stuff like that without having the body underneath. Make a non-vegan cake to upset people on stream. I don't But most people on stream are, like, not vegan. I don't know, would that upset anyone? I don't think so. Then I'd say you're probably fine about burning out. Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, I just draw for fun, not for, like, a goal or anything. And plus, I wanna eat my cake, you know? What are things you usually draw? People. I draw people. It's fun. Sometimes I draw robots. It's fun. Yeah, I don't know. Just people. Don't have anything special. Hello, Hugo, welcome to the stream. Peoples are fun to draw. I mostly draw women though, so I guess like you can like specify and say like women is like usually what I draw. But like I do draw guys, but for the most part I draw women. Should I give her like a dress? I can give her like a dress, I think. Or I say that, but like it's not like the dress is gonna show up. I gave her like a frilly. Oh no, but that like might make it look like her body's over here. So no, I'll stay. She has a tail anyways. I'll just turn this into a tail. I prefer drawing men, as you might deduce from the profile picture. That's a nice drawing. I actually couldn't tell. I couldn't tell what that picture is. I'm very It's very difficult for me to see profile pictures. Art of Triangles. Hello, Yuko. Yes, Art of Triangles. Hello, MLG. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? How's the weather on the grind going? It's going good. Hopefully it's going good for you too. Um, who's the guy on Discord VC, by the way? Well, I don't know. I'm not in Discord, so I don't know who's the guy in Discord VC. What's his name? Tokugo Ryu art has spiked massively in quality. Yes, yes, there is a very big increase in quality. That's from the fifth of the No Star. Huh. Oh yeah, that is Hunted Stories. Yeah. Oh, no. I draw mostly women because I don't improve in drawing men. Um, 'Cause I don't improve in drawing men who looks like cartoon. I see. I don't remember his name, but his reference kinda epic. Interesting. Yeah, well, don't know. Hello, Rafael Romero. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? You said that you've been going for 8 years. In that time, have you been practicing gestures or like what have you been doing? I mean, yes, I have. So like, I have practiced gestures in that time. I've practiced figure drawing. I don't actually know what figure drawing is, but I've watched a video with like doing figure drawing, and I've tried to draw along. So I guess you could say I've done figure drawing. Maybe what I'm doing right now is like something like figure drawing. I don't actually know what figure drawing actually is like really. I guess it's drawing figures. If figure drawing is drawing figures, then I do figure drawing. Yeah, I've done gesture drawing. But like that hasn't been my goal. I just kind of draw what I like to draw. If I feel like gesture drawing will make me be able to like, I felt that gesture drawing would allow me to draw people better. So I did gesture drawing, but it's not like I was only doing gesture. For the most part, I actually was a very I was not a very efficient. Like I wasn't learning efficiently. I wasn't a very studious person when it comes to art. I kind of just drew what I like to what I like to draw, and if it happened that I thought like drawing something would like make me get better at art, then I did that. But for the most part, I didn't actually have like a very solid like schedule. Like it wasn't like I plotted out, okay, I'll do gesture drawing this week and the next week I'll like learn how to draw like the body and like construction, foreshortening. I just ended up doing all of those things eventually when I like felt that I had to, like in the moment. Which is probably why it took me 8 years to get better. Like I would have gotten better way faster if I actually had a schedule, like if I was trying to get better, but I just wasn't trying to get better maybe like passionately as I am now, or like desperately, maybe if you want to say it in a different way. W stream. Thank you, Alex. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? How'd you get so good? Um, well, I got to the art level that I am now by I don't know. I draw every day. I've been drawing for 8 years. Um, I look at references. I'd say. If only Dennis was good. True. Were you motivated by something to learn art, or do you just doodle once and liked it? Basically, my initial motivation was there's this girl I liked, and I wanted to draw her face like really well. So actually, I was not aiming to draw like anime or stylized art. I wanted to draw realism, so I could draw her face well. Eventually, I ended up like getting into anime. I was like, hey, I kind of want to like draw in that style. Like that style kind of looks cool. So I kind of shipped my goal, not my goal, but I guess my goal as well. My goal was that was my goal for a long time, but eventually, like I guess my goal changed to just having fun. Yeah, there's the person I want to draw. Shit. Um, Hey, looks so amazing. Thank you, Foxy. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? This drawing is okay. It's. I guess this is my warm up drawing for the day. My warm up drawing for the day. I guess my warm up drawing counted as like two drawings actually, because there's two people. Well, kind of. The first. Yeah, I guess it counts. Hello, Santiago. How's your day going? Hope your day's going good. No, I'm joking. This is the Ink Messiah and the Maharaka of art. Ah, you know, I aspire to be the Maharaka of art. One day. One day, perhaps I will be able to do it. I did see an artist who like is able to copy people's like art style really well. Actually, they are an NSFW artist. I don't know who the artist actually is. I don't know their name, but there's this artist who, for whatever reason, I don't know how, but well, I know how. I guess I know in principle how you would copy someone's art style, but like or like a show's art style, but that person was really good at it. For like, it was it was very interesting. How do you physically draw slowly? Whenever I try, I end up finishing in like 3 minutes. How do you physically draw slowly? Whenever I try, I end up finishing in like 3. How do I physically draw slowly? I don't. Um. Yeah, I don't actually. Uh, I actually know exactly what you're like. How do you do a drawing that takes like 30 minutes, or how do you do a drawing that takes like an hour? I don't know. I guess you maybe just have to take more time thinking about it, perhaps. How do you even learn to draw? It's hard for me to draw stickman. And, um, to learn to draw, you need to use references. So look at some cool artworks or some cool like images in real life and break them down into simple and easy to understand shapes in 3D space. So break your references down into cubes, cylinders, things like that. Easy shapes, even like spheres, and just trying to replicate the drawing or like the reference as best you can. Um, So you don't have any personal project that involves drawing or just YouTube? I mean, I guess yeah, just YouTube. But I was drawing before I did YouTube. It's yeah, like YouTube came I mean, drawing came first and I just decided, "Hey, well, yeah, no, I don't have any personal project really. YouTube is just like something I'm doing just to pretend to be productive, I guess. I guess not really pretending I am being slightly productive. To be honest, I don't understand anything. I'm from Russia, but I like the way you draw. I started to include your streams on the background and draw in place with you. Oh, thank you. Um, wait, so as in you can't understand like the words I'm saying? 3 minutes max. Hello, Alor Shorts. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? I'm painting still lifes now. My goal is 100 drawings. The deadline is 100 days. I even stopped playing games. I just draw every day. That makes me happy. Thank you. Well, I'm glad that I guess maybe what you're saying is like I motivate you to draw. Well, I'm glad that I'm able to do that. Um, yeah. If you want to make anything longer, add more details. Dennis won't drop the sauce. I don't actually know the name of the artist. I'm sorry. Hello, V Jupiter. Welcome to the stream. Pretty art. How do you get motivation to draw every day? Um, I'm okay. The reason why I'm able to draw every day in this, like, if I were to put it in the most simplest terms, I am able to draw every day because I'm having fun drawing. If I'm drawing. Okay, yeah. Hold on. Let me put it into better words. When I'm drawing, I'm always drawing things that I'm either interested in drawing or like I have fun when I'm drawing. I'm using references that I like to like look at. I look at cool artists. I'm always inspired by the cool artists that I see, by the cool artworks that I see. I'm always trying to learn something from the references, and I never take failure as like an actual as a real failure. Like failure is just something for me to learn from. So because I don't take failure seriously, because I'm always having fun, because I'm always inspired by the people that I'm looking at, um, it's very difficult. Like it'd be actually a challenge for me to like be burnt out from purely drawing. Well, if you want your art to take longer, just overthink it a lot. Works every time. That's true. If you want your art to take longer, you could just think more about the lines. You can plot out the drawing you're gonna do more in your mind, or the line that you're about to do in your mind before you actually do it. For the most part, that actually usually sometimes turn out it like makes your drawings turn out better if you actually premeditate the line that you're gonna make. Or poor Denny boy can't remember the sauce. Cannot. Denny boy, some art techniques like Stifling? Stippling? What? I've never heard of that before. You don't need motivation when you like doing what you're doing. True, it is motivation though. When you like doing what you're doing, that is like the motivation in and of itself. Maybe you all are having trouble because you're putting too much value on succeeding at drawing. Yeah, but you're like yeah, Mr. Nixon is right. The moment you actually look forward to the end result of your drawings become way more stressful. They become way more important. And when something is more important, you take failure way more seriously. So I'd recommend, yeah, like easier said than done, but I'd recommend taking your art less seriously. Just draw things, yeah. Either take it as a learning, like take failure as a learning opportunity. Just have fun with it. I think if you approach art from a purely like curious and like I guess inquisitive like mindset where like you just want to learn. It doesn't really like as long as you're learning something, anything that you're happy. I think like it'll just become it'll become a more enjoyable experience. If maybe I framed it or I phrased it in the wrong way, but something like that. My stick figure arc lasts for 2 hours at max. I have a hunch I might be an ADHD kid. Stippling is when you put a bunch of dots to add depth to your drawing with more dot. So it's basically like half tones. It's like half tones, but it's like also cross hatching, but with it's cross hatching basically, but with dots. That's interesting. I gotta go. Okay, goodbye. Have a good day. Well, yeah, hopefully you have a good day. Hopefully you get better soon. Well, there goes my pen. Um, here's my pen. Who would you consider your great artist inspirations? Like Yusuke Murata for One Punch Man. The mangaka of One Punch Man. Like the artist specifically, not I guess the story writer. Yes, Yusuke Murata. Tatsuki Fujimoto, Sui Ishida, who's Tokyo Ghoul, who like does the Tokyo Ghoul manga. I love 15MW is also really impressive to me, like as an artist. Um when it comes to like painting on like digital art, I think Dino Illush on Twitter or like wherever else has a really cool painting style. I love him as well. Do you always stream this early? I try to. Sometimes I like I end up getting caught up in like a schedule. I stream like so around now is like the latest I will try to stream. So like my stream could start like around here, like 10 minutes earlier. Is when I could start the stream. But for the most part, I try and start like when I around where I started the stream. So like an hour ago is when I want to start the stream, but sometimes I like started now, if that makes sense. Murata art has downgraded a lot, unfortunately. Really, I didn't know that. Well, I haven't. I guess I haven't seen. Yeah, it's fine. I don't know. It's yeah. I guess that is unfortunate. Like in the end, I think it's fine because I mean, it is the case that he at least at one point had really really good art. So because he had really really good art, and he did it at some point. I've already witnessed what I want, like the experience of seeing him at his peak. If he has supposing that he actually has downgraded, I have seen him at his peak. I don't need him to keep going. Like I don't really need him to keep going. It's kind of like the same thing where like I'm actually not that disappointed in the fact that One Punch Man season 3 is like animated badly. It's not actually like upsetting to me in any real way because like I already have gotten to see one Punch Man at its peak, basically. Kind of, maybe not, but I don't know. I guess I'm a person with very low expectations. I don't really go into things with expectations. I approach life in the same way I kind of approach my art, which is like I don't really look forward to the end result. As long as it was fun and like I enjoyed the experience, it's fine to me. The strive to motivation is like fuel for the soul. Can't expect a car to go on to go on wheels and hopes and dreams. Is that a reference to something? Yeah. So how am I supposed to watch you when I have school till 2:30? It's unfortunate, but some people won't be able to make it. But here's the thing. I mean, supposing like if my stream was in line with your schedule, there are other people who also like if I yeah, like no matter what, there will be people who miss out on the stream because time zones exist. So like if it's the afternoon for me, that's some like for some person, like Lel, it's like 12 a.m. in the night. It's like 12 a.m. Midnight. Yeah. So like and like if I make my stream later, then sure some people may be able to catch it, but other people will now be able to will now miss out on it, right? So no matter how I try to like wiggle around the schedule, someone will always there'll always be like some amount of people that will miss out on the streams. So it doesn't necessarily make sense to cater it to like any specific person in general. It makes sense to like basically just cater it to like what works for me, what works for my schedule, so I'm able to like do it as efficiently and smoothly as possible. No shades on Murata Sensei, the legend. Huh? I had low standards before entering One Punch Man season 3, and they got even lower. True. Have you seen the movie of Rize? No, I will eventually though. Wait, Hopes and Dreams, like Asriel from Undertale? I suppose so. Um, wait, it's 12 a.m. where you are? No, no, no. It's 1:13 p.m. where I am. No, okay, that was my bad. I don't know why I did that. Um, just caught up again. Did you already say what time it is for you? What time it is for you at the moment? It is 1:14 p.m. now. Crazy Arc on Crunchyroll, right as yesterday. Yeah, I know it came out recently. I know it came out recently on like streaming services, so I will be able to watch it now. I heard my name spoken. Yeah, I was just saying that you definitely have a way later like I was saying like what no matter what time I set the stream for, there'll always be people who miss out. So like supposing like if I start the stream like super early for you, you'll be able to make it. Like Lel will be able to make it, but like other people now will be able to like will miss out. So no matter what I do, people are gonna miss out on the stream. So it really kind of just makes sense for me to just do the stream in a way that I'm able to make it as efficiently as possible. That like doesn't like interrupt the rest of my schedule. Because like yeah, catering to any specific person is like pointless because other people will miss out. I'm 12 hours apart from Dennis. Thankfully, I always stay up late. Well, hey, if it works for you. Time is relative in the vast greatness of life. That is mostly true, yeah. Okay. Let me bring in an eye. Bring in the face. Hmm. Yeah, I really need to start getting on that video that I was gonna do. I just don't know how to do. Well, I kind of know how to do it. Tutorial videos are so difficult to make for me. To have to organize my thoughts into like a way that actually makes sense for someone else is so difficult. But hey, I guess it's a useful challenge. If I'm able to explain my thoughts clearly, I guess getting better at explaining my thoughts clearly is a good thing. That like they'll probably make more sense to me. Is that makes no? I heard you understand my thoughts. No, but if I did understand my thoughts, I'd be able to explain them. So I actually probably don't actually really understand my thoughts in a real way, in a tangible sense. I have the same time zone, but school is too long. I have to wait another 2 weeks before break. That is unfortunate. If you don't mind me asking, which state do you live in? I live in Michigan, and the weather here is so random. I live in Georgia. Thank you for doing ankle reveal. Maybe like that. Coherency is the enemy of singularity. Yes. I must understand my thoughts to some degree, but I don't understand them well enough to actually explain what I'm doing. Um, yeah, the weather here is not actually so bad. Understanding Dennis, hypothetical situation kind of hard. Yes. Okay. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I wasn't planning out this drawing, so I don't actually know. Okay. Hello, Snowbro. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? I've made the waffle. Nice, nice. Hopefully it tastes good. Is this supposed to be a low angle shot? I don't think so. It's mostly just like a side angle. It's the normal. It's slightly a low angle shot, but it's not like super low angle. It's not an extreme low angle shot. I'm gonna put that there. The crotch is there. The leg will now come out like this. It is very yummy. Nice. That is good. Guys, don't forget to like and sub. Thank you, Hobby Panda, for the call out. For the call to action. Call to action. Do you have any advice to help me make my manga? It's a work in progress. No, I'm not a mangaka, so I can't really give any good advice. I don't make manga. I mean, I've made some manga. I made a manga panel, like an actual finished complete one. I have another one that's like work in progress, but I'm actually not too motivated to finish it, to be honest. Wait, how did I even get here? Yeah, I'm not that motivated to finish it. I don't care about it that much, it seems. Is my pen out of ink? Oh, my pen's out of ink. Well, there you go. This is the lifetime of you're seeing the pen on its final legs. Or not. It's not out of ink. So why was it just drawing so terribly? What just happened? Okay, never mind. The pen lives on. Doing Genesis job. Well, do you have any advice for drawing? Use references, break them into simple and easy to understand shapes in 3D space, like cubes, cylinders, spheres. Always use reference. And basically, draw the things that you like to draw. I think that's probably my biggest advice because you're not going to be motivated to draw if you're not actually having fun drawing. So, at the very least, try to enjoy every drawing that you do. Try to turn every drawing that you're doing into something that is actually fun to, well, engage in. Can I learn to draw people without grinding a thousands of boxes and circles? Yeah. So, like, remember, it's actually not the boxes and circles that are the important part. It's being able to relate the boxes and circles to body parts is what you actually want to do. So, like, it doesn't, even if you're able to like draw a box perfectly, it doesn't actually matter if you're not able to understand how it relates. So it's not about drawing the perfect box or drawing like boxes in general. It's about getting your brain to actually understand how to put them together. So like when I'm drawing a box, I don't draw perfect boxes. Like let me draw a head. Let's say I'm drawing a head in perspective. I'll do like some sort of low angle perspective. Like first of all, this line is not perfect. Like it's literally curving. Maybe if I want to make it more perfect, I'll like bring it like that. But this line that I've just done is actually not a line I normally would have done. I don't draw perfect boxes. This line is wobbly. This line doesn't even connect. It's just it's just a like it's essentially like guidelines like to a sketch. It's not something that actually needs to be perfect. It just needs to be good enough to give your brain some like framework to put the body in, or like just to warp. Yeah, British tried to abandon the pen. I was gonna, but it's fine. It lives. The pen lives. I enjoy learning to draw. I just can't manage to draw well. Interesting. Hello says hi Dennis. I came to say hi. Bye. Okay, goodbye. Says so. So like with this shape right here. Um, it also like if when your visual library gets big enough, you'll be able to kind of interpretate box like interpretate. Is that a word? Interpret interpretation. Interpret is the right word. You'll be able to interpret boxes as well whatever it is. I can kind of see the head in this shape already. Even if it's not like even if it's not like perfect. So it's not about drawing the boxes or like the circles or the cylinders. It's about being able to see the body in it, or just to morph them into the body. Hello, Venus, by the way. Yeah. Hello, Mister Ta or Miss Ta. Can you draw hats? I think I can draw hats. Yeah. Probably not the best hat drawer, but I can draw hats. So this head is a little bit too long. So be like around there. Had a huge art block. Now thanks art block, and now my art looks fine as the perfect circle. Interesting. Um, the outside world is messing with my sense of time. Yeah, that's how it works. I thought heads were circles, not boxes. The way that you choose to simplify body parts is completely up to you. If you want to simplify them as circles, then you can do that. If you want to simplify them as boxes, you can do that. Whatever works for you. In the end, if you really want to think about it, the head isn't like the skull is not any one particular shape. You can say it's like kind of ovular, but also there's like sharp angles to a skull. A skull is a very interesting shape that's not necessarily, you know, it's not like perfectly rounded at all. There's like squareness to it and there's some roundness to it. My goal is to lie enough for it to be believable instead of making perfect boxes. Yeah, art is not about actually making perfect anything. It's about making it believable. It's about being an illusionist. Um, the mandatory dentist forgetting his native language part. Yes. Um, that he just had. What method is best to draw faces, mask, box, or shade? Mask, box, or shade? I don't know about shade. Probably like mask or box. I mean, I mean, I do something that I call like the mask method, where it's like I draw the face as like so like this thing is like the face area, and then the rest of the head back here is like the cranium. So like I can imagine the face in like this area right here. So I don't know, is that like the mask method? Like this thing in the front is like the mask? I don't know. I used kind of a I guess a mixture of like the box method and the mask method. It's like a combination. Remember my nickname? I do. I did, yes. Hello, Kiat. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad I made it to one of your streams. I'm glad that you're glad that you made it to one of my streams. Maybe I should look at skulls more? Yeah, figure out the shape that you actually want to simplify them into. Mr. Singularity, your tips and videos are helping me with drawing the body. I'm glad they're helping. I've been using Miss Tuh like everywhere in school and my social medias everywhere. Neat. I mean, your tips and videos are helping me. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad they are. I'm glad that they are helping. I'm also glad I made it. Well, I'm glad that you're glad that you made it. Okay. Like bringing this face. Hello, Ray. Okay, welcome to the stream. Please make the next one Noma. All right. I've been meaning to draw more Noma anyways. What's up, folks? Hopefully everything's good. Hopefully your day is going well, going good too. James, what's the best way to summon Art of Singularity? Um, Unfortunately, if you're trying to summon me, I'm a very unreliable entity. So, art is the best way to summon me. Have you ever tried using a finger sleeve? I do because my palms get really sweaty. I mean, I have. I assume you mean like the glove thing, like for like digital art, like the you know this thing. So I mean, I have that for my digital art, but not for my normal sketchbook. No. If I use the glove, my hand will become sweaty. Um, Hello, by the way. Hello, Busman 8511. Yes, skulls look more like a blobfish nose than a circular box. Then why do yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, you're right. Then why do tutorials always yep. So essentially, a lot of drawing tutorials put you in like the school mindset. So some people like okay, I think basically what they're training you for is the technical aspect of art. They want you to be able to like do a line like perfectly, make a box perfectly, have a lot of precision. It will teach you precision drawing all those boxes. What it will not teach you exactly is the relationship between the box and the body. So if what you want to do is draw the body and not get better at like the technical aspect, be like you could just you all you need to do like you don't need to draw a perfect box. Like the way I draw bodies, essentially like this. It's like this isn't even close to a perfect box, but just the ability to kind of understand the shape and how it should like in the end resemble a body is the most important thing. If that makes sense. Like they're probably teaching you the way that works for them, right? So to clarify, it's actually not necessarily that like there's any like right or wrong way to learn art per se. Like, of course, there are some general things that you should do more and some general things that you should do less. But for the most part, what works for one person won't work for another person. What's like mind numbing to one person, uh, obviously, there's like in general, some things are just more mind numbing, like to a broader range of people. So, but maybe they just think it will like improve your art quality way more. So I don't know. Um, when you started delving more into art, was the process really intimidating for you, or did everything just feel natural? I was very blind. It was like walking. It was trying to like summit a mountain. It was trying to like get to the top of a mountain, but there's no path, and you don't actually know if where you're going is like a dead end or not. So it's kind of like trying to navigate a very very dense forest with no compass or map or anything. It was very. It wasn't natural. It was not intuitive. But after enough time, it's like you kind of start to pick up landmarks in the forest of like it's like yeah, it's not like a thing where it's clear, but eventually you'll like get a better feel for like where you should be going and like how you actually can navigate the forest. Some people can just like go directly forward and they're not lost at all, and some people are lost. Um, it just depends on how well you're able to navigate the trees. For me, it wasn't intimidating, but it was very very difficult. I had no direction at all. It took a long time for me to even find direction, and direction is very important because if you don't have a direction that you want to go in, you're just going to end up either stalling or like just keep butting your head into like a dead end. I would recommend like just trying out a bunch of different things. Try out a bunch of different actual like a bunch of different methods. You'll find a method that works for you eventually. It's not like because the thing is, it's not like you're unique in the fact that you're like uniquely bad at art. You're not like special. You're not like a special main character at being bad at art. It's just that you haven't found the way that like works well for you. Unless maybe unless you do actually have that, but you're probably not like actually especially bad at being art, like being doing art or learning art. It just yeah, it's just different for everyone. I'm not gonna watch your stream again. My parents have divorced, so I could not look at your stream for 2 days. That's unfortunate. Or well, I guess you're happy about it. So um, I'm glad you like my stream. Dennis War against Academia. Um, oh, by the way, hello, Persona. Welcome to the stream. Also, Chicken Nugget, welcome to the stream. This is Dennis Borotark. Okay, how do you draw angles, like perspective? Being able to understand the shapes in perspective. So, like, if I can draw a cube, um, like drawing, I think cubes are a very the reason why people teach you about another reason why people teach you about like drawing cubes a lot, like a bunch of cubes, is because cubes are very easy for you to understand in perspective. Like you know what this perspective is for the cube, right? Like this is a like you can see the top of the cube. That means you're above the cube. You can and you obviously can't see the bottom, so you kind of know what this perspective is. Also note that this cube is not perfect either. Like I no matter what, I don't strive for perfection. Now, let's say you want to do a more extreme perspective or more extreme foreshortening. All you're going to do is understand that the part of the object that is closer to the camera is going to become larger, and the one that's farther away is going to become smaller. So let's say we want this cube to be like super like we want to make the cube like look really tall or like be really extremely foreshortened. All we're going to do is just shrink the bottom of the cube, right? That's kind of okay. Hold on, I kind of did a crappy job right there, but yeah. So like even though yes, it's kind of a wonky cube, you can kind of see the vision. How like this key? Wait, does this? You can well, anyways, you can kind of see the vision. And then let's do an even a different one where it's like even more foreshortened. Like now it kind of looks like we're at like the top of a build, or like this is like the top of a building. Um, okay, this seriously, I this is very wonky cube, a very wonky cube, but I can't. I hope this like illustrates the point decently well. It's just your ability to do perspective is about like warping and stretching. Yeah, like just messing, manipulating objects and like 3D mountains. I just hate AR art. My friend always said, "This is mine. I did this," and yeah. So then I saw it better, and yeah, it was totally AI. Rip. Folks, I'm finna play Minecraft. All right. Um, ADL. You're talking to me, right? Yes. How do I enjoy the process? I really don't understand. Maybe I should change my view. Yeah, it's way easier said than done. I would say that you should not look forward to the end result. The end result is actually the main sticking point for people. So just look forward to learning at least something. At least just try to understand a little bit more than you did like before. When you look forward to the end result, when you look forward to doing a good drawing, you're gonna like get caught up in the fact that you actually like you're gonna be way more stressed out. Um, it takes you not being able like just take your time. Give yourself like room to breathe. Like you're not gonna make a perfect drawing. Just like don't look forward to the end result. Like put that to the side. If you make a good drawing, then you make a good drawing. If you don't, then you don't. Just try and learn something. Let's like use ref. I don't know. I don't know how to get there. I got there at some point. I guess I just had to change my perspective, like you say. Like you said, I have a hard time drawing different types of angles. So I'm curious on how you draw different angles or perspectives. Um, I mean, yeah, it's just about. I've seen enough perspective. So like, I would say like look at references with different perspectives and try and figure out what makes them them. Like what makes that perspective that perspective. When it comes to a cube, obviously, like if I draw the underside of the cube, um, you can now imagine that this is like obvious. Like if you can imagine that now, like the perspective changed because we're underneath the cube. It just comes down to the faces of the shape that you can see. So like now this shape is like this is a different perspective than this perspective. Um, I've hard time drawing. If you don't mind, could you draw a pair of legs? I will. I guess I'll draw legs in a while. Art tutorials are a scam for people with critical thinking. I don't necessarily agree. I think what like if you have critical thinking or not, um, some people learn differently. So some people will learn from the art tutorials, and some people won't. It's basically the people who don't learn like art tutorials are a scam for people who don't learn from art tutorials. I mean, but yeah. Instead of teaching you how to connect hand, pen, paper, they teach you perfectionism and insecurity. I would say that, yeah. Um, I would say that, yeah, that is like school very much fits you into like a certain mold. So whether it be like art school or just normal school, it is going to teach you a certain way of learning, and some people can learn from that, and some people can't. Thank you for answering my question about angles and this POV, and POV this helped. Oh, well, I'm glad it helped. It doesn't look wonky. I can see it. Well, yeah, it does kind of look. Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Why is it always the same drawing on the right? Um, this book is a book that I don't draw in, so I don't actually. This book is just for my hand to like rest on. I don't actually move this book around or turn the pages or anything like that. Hello, Rickaboom. Welcome to the stream. I usually do digital art because with digital art I can add layers and not mess up while coloring. I'm also not good at with traditional art, so it will take me a while to get the visual I want. Hmm. It's like driving a bus and trying to forget. It's like driving a bus and trying to forget about the passenger. You look forward to the next stop. Is that what you're saying? What you're trying to say? You should look forward to the next stop. No, I'm not saying that you should look. You should not look forward to the. Basically, I'm saying the cliche of you should enjoy the journey, not the destination. Um, which like which is weird because for the most part, the reason that you are motivated to draw or like inspired, other than just the fact that drawing is fun, is you've seen like really cool artworks. So the only thing that you ever see in art is the only thing you ever see an artist draw, or like like just for the image, is the end result. So because all your references are like the end result, that's what you're trying to achieve. It's kind of like seeing a bus as not the journey in between, but just if you only see the bus stops and that's what you think bus driving is. When you become a bus driver and you start driving the bus, the in-between points are going to feel a lot less meaningful and a lot less fun because you're always looking forward to like getting to the you're always looking like you feel like navigating traffic is a big is like really stressful and really and like a point of strain, and you're only looking forward to reaching the bus stop. But if you can enjoy or like find meaning in getting better at navigating the traffic rather than just getting to the end, it will become a way easier thing for you to do. I think maybe if I put it in a better way. I just arrived. Where are the boxes? There are boxes right here. Cubes, I suppose. Um, how many tutorials have you used, James? I've used some, but then I watched some tutorials, but then I don't know. Tutorials weren't so useful for me. Like some tutorials were, and some weren't. So I've watched a lot of tutorials, but it's not like all of them helped. The amount of tutorials that I have watched didn't actually like. I could have done without a lot of them. Could you move it so that Laxo is visible? The book? No. If I move it any farther, if you can see over here, I'm out of space. If I move it up, I'm gonna like hit down. Basically, my desk ends like right over there, and if I put this light is gonna fall off the desk. This thing over here, this like I have a tree over here as well. If you can see, that will fall off the desk. I can't actually move it anymore, unfortunately. Already drawn sketches I find online to learn to draw. Yes, I think using references of sketches is like a very good way to learn construction. If you could wish for anything, what would it be? Um, I would wish that I could draw without needing money. I'd wish that I could just yeah, so I can just draw. If I could draw without actually needing the money to draw, that'd be great. Uh, I'll redraw sketches. My dad is a bus driver. Oh, nice. Nice. Do you have struggles drawing different things? Like, Example, I want to draw an animal, but I have a hard time with it, so I usually give up. Yeah, I mean, everyone struggles with things that they haven't drawn before, but I don't struggle with the motivation. If I mess up drawing an animal, that's it makes sense. It makes sense because, well, obviously I've never drawn it before, so I don't expect myself to draw things that I've never drawn before. I don't get frustrated because I've drawn things that I've never drawn before. I give myself a level of leeway. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like giving a baby a pencil and asking it to draw like the Mona Lisa. It's like if the baby fails at drawing the Mona Lisa, it's okay because I mean, I don't really expect it to do that. And yeah, like the baby has to like learn. You have to like learn. Maybe hold on, give me 1 second. Maybe it's like an aversion to like learning. And what I mean like failure in learning. A lot of people have this experience where maybe as a child you probably like like as a child you were probably doing like schoolwork, like homework, and you had someone helping you with like the schoolwork or homework, and by making a mistake in the homework or the schoolwork or whatever it is, you're punished from making a mistake. So as a child, you're probably like enforced to I would say like demonize failure and like make failure a bad thing. But that's only because like the people who like taught you or maybe it was yourself, maybe you did it to yourself, but no matter what, failure as a child was like something that was punished. Well, like that you're punished for. But failure isn't actually like you have to fail unless you're like a prodigy, but you have to kind of fail to learn for the most part, for most people. So it doesn't really make sense to lose motivation in the failure because the failure gives you direction. It's like a learning, it's a point of learning. You can actually pick apart why you failed or like the mindset that you approach something with and like how that made it so like that you couldn't like complete your goal. If failure is bad and failure is what stresses you out and failure is what like doesn't it's like what makes your motivation lessen. If that's what lessens your motivation, it's going to be a way it's just going to be very difficult basically. You kind of the best way to get more efficient at learning to draw is to simply not simply actually. It's very difficult to do, but it would be to remove the fear of feeling of like of failure. Remove the fear of feeling of failure. I'm trying to say failure. Stop fearing failure is what I'm trying to say. Even though I'm just terrible. I can barely see Lex's hand. Yeah. Is art really that expensive? No, I mean, so I'm not saying that art is like I need money to like live, like groceries and stuff. Groceries, rent, electricity. I need money for that. I can't like if I could actually just draw forever without needing to like pay for like electricity or something, like eventually I would do that. But so art isn't expensive, but living is expensive. To be alive is kind of expensive. To live in a house. So yeah. Aside from your small number of tutorials, can you recommend others that have your unorthodox perspective? Ah, I don't know. An artist that I really do like is like Chomang. I actually don't necessarily know how to spell his name, but I don't know his like. I don't have any artists that have my perspective. Because a lot of the artists I look at, I actually don't look at them for their words. Like their words isn't actually what I listen to. I look at their art. Um, and when I was younger, the tutorials didn't really help me, so I don't really have much information on them. Exactly. I would just look around. Uh I would say a lot of professional artists actually would say that like fearing failure is like a bad thing to do. But I don't even know what my perspective is, so I don't know if I can find anyone else with my perspective because I don't really I don't really know what the. Hello, Apple. By the way, welcome to the stream. Hello, broker or something like that. First time catching a live? Yeah, welcome to the stream. Do you have any tips for hair? Every time I try and draw hair, I fumble it and it looks strange. When I draw hair, I simplify it into very easy to like basically squares, triangles. You can like so either like triangles or squares. And what I do is I do a shape. So like if I do a square, let's just say this is a square, I break the square up into several different shapes. That looks a little bit more interesting. Kind of like this. Of course, I'm like simplifying, but it comes down to just blocking out the shapes and drawing them. This is a very weird face. I could have done this face better. How do you get ideas on what to draw? References. Use references. I'm always looking around for references. Like the Spider-Man movie. Oh, geez, what just happened? Uh, Give me 1 second. What is wrong with this thing? Yeah, 1 second. I need to. I lost the stream for a second. I lost the chat. I need to go back to the chat so I can actually see. Generally against the standard academic thinking and vision. Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of people like that. I don't think like I'm not unique in that aspect. I think there are a lot of artists who have never gone to school or anything like that, and they're like still good. So, uh, yeah, there's probably a bunch of people like that. Although I can't really point you in any one particular direction. I like Shomong as an artist though. At this point, you're like an art teacher I keep zoning on. Every time I come back, you're either slinging out advice or explaining analogies. I'm very bad at those two things, by the way. Unlike the Spider-Man movie, you don't stop to fear the failure, but you gotta go for that leap to do the best drawing possible. Kind of, yeah. I would say that aiming for the best drawing possible is actually even oh, yeah, well, I think Sloth said it. Chommang. That's the artist, Chomong, that I'm talking about. Yeah. I think not even doing the best drawing possible because you always have that expectation of like you've seen other artists, you've seen like really good artists, so you know what like really good art looks like. And if that's your aim for the best drawing possible, then I don't think you should aim for that. You should aim just to do the most fun drawing possible. Or at least aim to learn a lot. As long as you've learned something, just consider it a success. Learning anything at all in your drawing is a success for me at least. You recommend sketching directly with pen for someone who always sketches with pencil. Pen teaches you line confidence and it teaches you to just like allow your mistakes to be or to work with your mistakes. So I would say if that's what you want to do, then use pen, and if not, then don't. Hello, raised bread, by the way. Generally against yeah. I offer you some tacos and chimichangas. Can't hate failure if you never know what it means to win. True. 8 tips to draw hands in any perspective. Uh Not really. When I was learning to draw hands, I just kind of I looked at hand references. So, it's so pretentious. It's pretentious like needing academic stuff to succeed. I don't know. What does pretentious even mean? I actually don't really know what that means. Um I'm not yeah. I've heard like I kind of know. I have like there's a feeling that comes along like with when someone uses the word pretentious, but I actually don't really know the true definition of pretentious. Um, I mean, it's the way that I draw hands in perspective is the same way I draw like the body in perspective, which is just simplifying the body. It's simplifying it into easy to understand shapes, or simplifying the hand in that case. So, like if I'm drawing a hat, yeah, if I'm drawing a hat, I would kind of just break it into shapes that I can kind of understand. So, like, I could try and draw a hand. It probably won't come out well. I don't have a reference for this one. Like, I think it requires you to have looked at a lot of hands before to know to know the shapes that hands make in the first place. To know the possibilities will allow you to actually be able to more accurately draw a hand. Of course, hands are very difficult in general. Don't like try and make a perfect hand in the first place. Hello, a happy little accident. Welcome to the stream. I think having a goal helps a lot with growing and helps you focus your studies. Yeah, I think like the probably the best goal is just to learn something from your drawing. Maybe. I think that's like the most low pressure goal. Learn something. Like use references and learn something at all. If you can learn at least one thing, even if like no matter how small it is, I think you can consider it as a success. Hands and feel like are the sort of things. Oh, hands I feel no. Hands and feel like are the sort of things that you have to really look at deeply and analyze the poses. Yeah, yeah. Guys, I have to admit something. I have everything but a pencil. How do you have everything but a pencil? All right, gotta go. Okay, goodbye, Razor Bread. Have a good day. I'll say ADL. Can I name all the ADL buses I know? I mean, you can, I suppose. Mm. Who's that person who keeps saying "I suppose" after every sentence? Um, if you talk about like the anime character, it's Beatrice from ReZero. The girl with the drill pigtails. I use I use my pencil as a pen because I lost my eraser. Ah, well, yeah, that makes sense. I do wonder if that's where I got it from. I don't think so. I think I just say I suppose because I'm actually just pretty uncertain with. I am quite uncertain with a lot of things that I say. So whenever I say I suppose, I really am supposing. Although it could also be like that could have just been my vocabulary because of her. I don't think so, but maybe it could be. I could see that being the case. Fair enough. I'm just drawing for like 3 months. I got frustrated so bad, and now I'm trying my best to be gentle with myself. I find this guy's roadmap from I f- I find this guy's roadmap from a guy called Draw Like a Sir. I know that guy. Well, I mean, I know him. I don't like watch his stuff, but I do know him. I know of him. Yeah, I could also see that being the case. I suppose. I could. It could definitely. Yeah. I don't know. I say I don't know and I suppose a lot. To be honest, I do think that saying I don't know is pretty good. It's a pretty good habit. Like at least for the fact at least in the case of that I actually don't know. There are some people who like just like kind of try to force out an answer and try to be like firm on it. And maybe for some people like that's a useful thing to like kind of be almost fake confidence or something like that, but I don't know. I feel like see, again, I don't know. I'm pretty shaky with what I want to hold firm on. So, I don't actually for a lot of the things that I think, I don't really have a firm position on it. All I want for Christmas is no art block. Fountain pen or ball pen? I like ballpoint pens more. Or so I say, I've never had a fountain pen, so by default I like well, ballpoint pens more. I've never had a fountain pen. They sound cool though. They seem cool. Fountain pens seem cool. My school supplies just teleported home today. I don't know how, because I remember that I took out a pen and it just disappeared and I found it home. Interesting. Maybe you accidentally took it home. Or something, I don't know. Although I would say that sometimes some cases in which I say I don't know is pretty useless. Like I don't necessarily need to say I don't know for like everything. It's kind of like implied that I don't know things. Fountain pens are more for writing and calligraphy. I'm using it for sketches. All right. But they have really clean flow. Hmm. I like ballpoint pens because they seem to like work. They work almost like a pencil in like the way that they have some amount of opacity control. They have some amount of yeah, like there's some subtlety with the ballpoint pen, I feel. Have you seen any new movies? Nope, not really. Hello, Staver. Welcome to the stream. All right, now moving on to a different page. This page is kind of full. It's cluttered. Oh, well, hold on. Let me try and finish this Noma drawing. It's a different style for the faces that I normally draw. The eyes are smaller. The eyes are smaller, and Well, that's about it. It's mostly just and the nose is, like, kinda a little bit more defined. So, all in all, it's less cute. It's a less cute art style, but I do like it. It does allow for a little bit like, more intense or expressive expressions. Expressive expressions. Is that redundant? I don't think so, actually. I think that actually does track. Expressions and expressive are yeah, well, it's really hard to imagine things in perspective. Yeah, it starts off really difficult. Are you ever gonna get tired of responding to random people online? Um, no, as long as as long as, like, as it is interesting. So, like, you may say that, like, maybe I'll get tired of you could, like, guess that maybe I'll get tired of responding to, like, the same questions over and over again, but honestly, being able to respond to the same questions over and over again makes me like, it forces me to actually think about I think it allows me to refine my thoughts more because, like, the first time I'm asked a question, I might have a hard time answering it. The second time, I'll have an easier time, and so on and so forth, and until I'm able to actually explain it, like, a answer, I'll be able to say an answer really clearly and cleanly. So, I think it is useful. Did you draw the Frieren did you draw Frieren from low angle? I've drawn the pose. I haven't necessarily drawn Frieren in that exact pose that you're talking about, but I have kind of done something like that. If you go to my secret Twitter and then you scroll down a little bit, you'll see, like, um, you'll see, Frieren. By the way, the secret Twitter is in the description. I also have the main Twitter, but there too, but yeah. Um, is that related in some way to saying learn stuff like you have to teach it? Yeah, basically. I think that basically that's kind of like what I'm saying. I think this armor, by the way, this armor is cool. I like how it came out. It I wish I gave myself a little bit more space to draw it, but also I think my favorite based on this page is this one. I wish I could have done better with the mouth because it looks very unclear like what's happening right now. I'll like add more shading. That's my favorite mouth. I could have yeah, but my favorite face. I like this drawing also down here like with the perspective. So it's either probably like this drawing or this drawing is my favorite drawing. This face is okay, but I don't really care about it. Hi, I'm back. Welcome back, Aaron Yeager. How's your day going? Um, you misplaced Obsidian. Yeah, so it's like a teacher probably gets better at teaching the longer that they go on, and especially like, and if the question is interesting, it doesn't really matter how much times I'm asked the question if it really is interesting to me. Like, I can talk about philosophy all day. So, in the same way that I can talk about, like, a certain philosophy all day, can I actually talk about a certain philosophy? I think I could talk about a certain philosophy with different people all day. If I'm talking about the same philosophy with the same person, given that the person eventually like, actually can understand what I'm saying, it's not like, I don't know. But yeah, like if it's different people all the time, different philosophy, I mean, like, yeah, with the same philosophy explaining it over and over again, yeah. Uh, I'd like to do that, and in the same way, I think I would also like to do that with art. Like, I don't have a real problem with like repeating myself. Some people do, but I don't. I don't think I do. That's a lot of buses. Want to collab, bro? Not really. But hello, welcome to the stream, Alistor. You know what? I give up. There's too much. That's a lot. Yeah, it is a. It's quite a lot of buses. Says cool drawing this page. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna draw Noma again. They have a lot more. What if instead of the same question, one day the chat is just filled with 67 from us all? Well, I mean, I guess I just wouldn't like. There's nothing to respond to. I wouldn't be like. I mean, if that's what you guys want to do, that's what you guys want to do. I don't really have control over what you guys do. Um, I guess I just draw. ADL isn't my favorite. Isn't my favorite bus company, by the way. It's like my third favorite. Oh, I see. I was an idiot and I didn't place my bed next to the nether portal. That does happen. Can happen. That does happen. So now I'm building up to the treetop. Huh. Let me try and draw this body. Is this gonna be a low angle perspective? It's gonna be kind of a low angle perspective, but not really. Nope, can't do that. There's enough brain rotted kids, and I'm not going that low. No, I can't do it. There's enough brain rot. Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, even if my chat was filled with like brain rot, I actually wouldn't really care. Now, of course, if like the chat was like spamming that, and then there's like a person in chat that was actually trying to have like an interesting conversation or like saying something with like of interest. If it was like yeah, if there was like one person who was actually saying something of interest, then I would mind because like the 67 meme would like get in the way of the act. Like it kind of make it hard to read the other one. You know. So if the entire chat is purely made up of like brain rot, that's fine. And if it's purely interesting questions, that's fine. But if it's a mix of like, if it's a majority brain rot and and like a minority of like interesting questions, I'd have a problem with that because actually it would make it harder for me to read. Yeah. Okay. Well, goodbye, 8511. You hate brain rot? A lot of people do. But if everyone wants to talk about 86, I wouldn't have any problem. Makes sense. I can imagine a dystopian future where everyone is just brain rotted and everyone is just communicating through brain rot terms. Fair enough. I mean, if that's the only thing that's wrong with like people, I think it's fine. I mean, in the end, words don't really make that much sense either. Words are just like these words are just these sounds that like people like have decided mean stuff. So if people have decided that the brain rot sounds now mean other things, then I guess it's fine. Although I doubt you'd be able to get much complexity there, unless you'd have to essentially make an entire alphabet, or no, not even. You'd have to make like an entire language and make more brain rot so you can actually like have the words necessary to express yourself. It'd be it'd be an interesting thing. It's not. I would say I would almost say it'd be an interesting experiment, except it wouldn't really be an experiment because you don't really need to do that experiment to understand that people can just make up languages. So I mean, that's just Wally. It's like binary, but ones and sixes. Uh, But ones and sixes and zeros and sevens. Oh, but ones are sixes and zeros are seven. Hey, fair enough. You know, yeah, people can talk in. I was gonna say, yeah, yeah, definitely, people can talk in binary. Obviously, is Morse code basically a binary language? Yeah, right. You got your leg again. That's unfortunate. Hello, chat. Hello, Ray. Okay, welcome to the stream. That doesn't necessarily make sense. I have to kind of fix that. That doesn't work either. Okay, so what's the issue here, actually? Like, what am I finding issue with? I don't know. If you had your childhood with the OG memes, but there was also more things, there's also more things than memes, like the old evenings with friends out in the park. That means you had an awesome childhood. I don't know what that says about my childhood then. I think I had a pretty okay childhood, to be honest. I think binary is based off of numbers, so I don't know. Morse code would be considered no, but like I'm saying, like binary is like one or the other, like 0 or 1. There's no like in between. Is there in between? I don't think there's in between. That's like a quantum. I think there's like they're trying to like make some sort of quantum like language, or they did something. I think they invented something where it could be no. I think it's literally quantum computing where it could be 1 0 or both. But I was saying like a binary language and like the fact that yeah, like it's either a dash or like Morse code is like either dash or dot. There's no like nothing else. It's kind of like binary. I need more ink. Rape. Binary, because like bi like bicycle or like Yeah, bicycle. Like two. So bi is two. Binary. Meaning like so what's binary? Is binary later like what does nary mean? Like what is the yeah, what does the nary part of binary mean? Is that language? Is that like information? Like two and like two or like yeah. Do you use 0.5 or what pen? Yeah, it is 0.5. I don't know about my pen. Uh I can check. My pencil is a 0.5 lead pen. This is a 1.0. 1 point it's a yeah, 1 point millimeter. There's a hoglin camping near where I am. Help, rip. I almost said hobgoblin. Hoglin. Hoglin does sound a lot like hobgoblin. It's quiet. I say as I'm the one who shut up. To be fair, I don't necessarily need to fill the space with speech or dialogue. I don't need to. Very nice drawings on Twitter. Do you have a Kara account? A Kara? I don't know what that is. No. Hello, Gigaman. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Um, no, no, wait. Have I heard about that before? I think I have heard about. No, what is that? No, actually, is that Twitter? It's like Twitter, but not Twitter, but like for artists or something like that. I think I actually have heard about it actually, but no, I've never posted there. One day I will, maybe. One day I might. I don't know. It depends. ChatGPT says Morse code is kind of binary in the sense that there is one or the other, but binary has bit fixed length bits and also nothing to do with timing and beeps and dashes. Okay, yeah, I could see that. Timing. Yeah, like you mean like the spaces in between the dots and dashes. So okay, but in that case, how do computers work? Because okay, if binary is simply just one or zero, and no spaces, how are like lines of code separated? Then like there must be some. Is there like literally no? Because like how does the computer know? How do you separate lines of code then? If there is no spaces or like any timing in like that sense. Huh. I meant timing of the dots and dashes. Hmm. But the way you get the timing is like by spacing. In my class, we are 27 kids, but currently 17 are sick, so there's just 10 going. Guess a lot of people are sick this time of year. Timing of the dots and dashes. Yeah, but the way you achieve that is through space. Unless I'm like wrong. Like I don't actually know Morse code in like any real sense. So I'm guessing. So maybe like there's a different like because like in Morse code, isn't the separation between words just like is the separation? I thought the separation between words was the spacing. Or no, like binary is just a string and it goes to eight and the rest are zeros. I think like one is one followed by seven zeros, so it's a fixed number. Well, guess that's why I'm not a computer scientist. Binary has spaces. Hmm. I never got sick in December. Interesting. I haven't been sick in a while, which is nice actually. I'm tired, but when am I not? Actually, I could have not been tired if I actually went to sleep at a reasonable time. But hey, it's me. Who? It's me who I'm talking about. So expecting me to go to sleep at a reasonable time is kind of just ridiculous. Although I really should go to sleep at a normal time tonight, though. That would be good. Who's your favorite human from Toby Fox games? I assume the three humans are Chara, Karo, however you want to say it, Frisk, or Chris, and that's like it. I actually don't know. I haven't really like I haven't kept up with I know Undertale, but that's about it. Um, well, Frisk is like complete like Frisk is just a almost a blank slate character. So Chris, I don't know anything about Chris, so I'd have to say like Chara, Kara, because just seems the most interesting. But I actually don't really know much. Yeah, unless I'm just wrong about like what Frisk is as a character. Because it kind of just seems like Frisk can be whatever. Are you drawing that white hair? I know you made an animation with her. Yes, yes, I have made an animation with her. Yes, this is the same character. I saw a video on my For You page saying my parents are siblings. I'll watch that in a couple minutes. I see. Crazy. No, the family tree is a circle. It's a family wreath. I've heard that joke before. A family wreath. Okay, I need to actually plot out where her fingers are going to be. Not that it really matters. It's going to be pretty difficult to see. But I don't draw her that much. Maybe I have the urge to shade her as a silhouette, even though that be a lot of. One must go through insane length to keep the bloodline pure, and it's actually like impossible in like the first place because I mean there's no such thing as like a human being with like that's just 100% of like you know 100% of like some genes, other than like the dangerous aspect of it. You don't want to end up like the Habsburgs now, do you? Theoretically, we're almost all very distant cousins. Yeah, I mean, like we are technically all related. Of course, we're really we're just talking about like the like close relationships, like related to close bloodline relationships. You know what's weird? It's like how does your body know? Like how does your body like I'm not a biologist and I don't really care. I've been joking, this girl is on fire. Who? Oh, my sister's my mom's sister set my aunt's hair on fire one time. Interesting. About that video, does that mean the father is basically the uncle too? Yeah, that would mean that, huh? My father is my uncle, and my mother is my aunt. Wait, does that make sense? Actually, I don't think so. Wait, does that? No, I mean it kind of makes sense. Yeah, they were in high school science class when she set the hair on fire. Let's see. I like how you get, I like how you get most jarring comment ever and just reply with a or interesting or just move on. I mean, yeah. To be fair, I mean like It's not really that jarring to me anyway. I've been on the internet way too long. I've been on the internet way too long. And also, if I allow myself to stay on one thought for too long, I will simply get philosophical, and I very want I want to avoid that. I want to avoid going on a rambling session, even though I do enjoy my rambling sessions. Um, I won't waterboard you with rambling. I need to bring out her horn. Okay, I want to do some more interesting poses. This drawing was mostly just composed of like shading, which is like, I mean, it's cool and all, but let me do something more interesting. I could do a hang shot. Okay, let me do that. Do I want to do that? Did someone say rumbling? I don't think anyone said rumbling, Mr. Aaron Yeager. Of course, you of course would be so. You would like that, huh? Wouldn't you, Aaron? The rumbler himself. Okay. I will. Okay. So bring the body like that. Like that. Knees coming out like that. That's going like that. Bring the leg out. So the knee is going to be somewhere around here. The crotch is like there. The leg is going to be. So, like, I guess we can assume that the belly button would be here. Somewhere here. Then the crotch would probably be like there instead. We can, like, bring in the bottom plane of that. Bring that in. That doesn't really work. Okay, it kind of works, though. Aaron didn't rumble shit. Didn't rumble shit. Rumble more like the fumbler. Hey, he rumbled a bit. Hey, I'm back, brother. I'm sorry, my mom called me to help her. Well, welcome back, Arya. Arya. That. Like that. Bring the neck like that. Bring that in like, okay, I don't want to make her neck too short because that would look bad. So I need to make her neck like there. Like there. Okay, there. That kind of looks, that works. This hand, let's just have it. So that's one joint. There's another joint there. Hey, he did me dirty, indeed. You know, that 80% of the population begs to disagree. All right, like that. Normal punching is ridiculous, but I mean, I guess, like, technically, yeah, but like, that's not the type of person that she is. I screwed this person up so bad. I feel I need to apologize to my own OC. You messed the face, or you just, yeah, you messed the drawing up really badly. Yeah, it'd be like that. I'm coming back in 3 minutes. Put a timer. I will. You know, it's 2:18, 2:19 right now. So I'll keep. I'll just try and remember. Can you tell how did you learn anatomy? I looked at sketches. I'll explain it in a second. I learned anatomy by looking at sketches simplifying the sketches. Basically, seeing sketches of a professional artist and seeing how they actually construct the body, how they do the construction in general, is how I learned anatomy. I I looked at like I looked at pins like this. I looked at stuff like this to learn how to draw anatomy. This is how I learned anatomy. So I'd recommend like going on Pinterest, looking at sketches, trying to figure out how the artist drew the sketch, how the artist drew the sketches, and then trying to replicate that. Figure out what works for you. Look at a bunch of different like ways. Look at a bunch of different interpretations on how like different artists draws things, and figure out the best one for you. I need to take a nap after this stream, by the way, because my brain is actually mush. I've been taking naps. Naps are amazing. Honestly, I might start glazing naps. Because naps are actually pretty fire. On Pinterest, there's actually some useful posts where people draw over real poses with boxes, so you can see how the body is built. I have seen stuff like that too. Also, yeah. Although they kind of help me, but they didn't actually help me. I'm a weird. I don't know. I guess I'm weird. Some people it helps. Obviously, like I said, so, like sometimes something helps someone and it doesn't help another person, and sometimes it's just super weird. I don't know what to say. What's your Pinterest? Mine? Oh no, don't worry about my Pinterest. In any case, my Pinterest is actually important. I need to make an actual like official Pinterest. It's my Pinterest I had like for like years on years and then. Oh, bro, I have an entire like food section of my Pinterest, by the way. I don't know why. Don't ask me. But like for whatever reason, okay, for whatever reason, I didn't mean to change the lights. Can I change the lights back to okay. Yeah, for whatever reason, I have like pins like this. Like, hold on. Let me just give me 1 second. You post things at 2 a.m. Actually, I went to sleep at 5 a.m. last night. I'm in dire need of a rest. I'm in dire need of sleep. But yeah, look at this. Yeah, like I don't know why. Don't ask me. Okay. My Pinterest is you're back. You did come back in like 3 minutes. My Pinterest is just full of this like just food. Like I just also have food. Like I think this is like cinnamon rolls now. Like what is this? Like why do I have this? I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not. You know. I don't know. Don't even. Speaking of, I kind of want to bake today. I wonder if I can make a cinnamon roll. I've never made like my mom has made cinnamon rolls before, but I've never actually made one. Um, I can make good cakes, but yeah, cinnamon rolls are kind of complicated. Can I have that? Honestly, I kind of want to have that too, but unfortunately, unfortunately, some things are not meant to be. I just burned. That's unfortunate. I'm learning by doing daily sketches. Yeah, that is a good way to learn. Did I also say goodbye to Ray, by the way? I have a Pinterest board named Big Back. Yeah. I Hey, one day when I want to draw food, actually one day when I want to make food, I say that as if I don't make food already, but one day when I want to make impressive food, I'll look at that board. I'll get some inspiration. Alrighty, so the butt will be coming around like this, then connects to the kneecap. So the kneecap would be around here. It wouldn't actually connect to the kneecap in like any real way. Her leg would be here, so I can like bring out her foot. Her ankle would probably be around there, meaning that her leg would be wrapping around there like that. That would be kind of like how it's supposed to go. Her chest would be going there. I need to put in the rib cage slightly. Pop that out. Put that in. I want to draw a vehicle next. I'm gonna draw some sort of military vehicle. Maybe I'll draw a jet. I think I want to draw a jet. Ooh, I could do like a World War like 1 or 2 plane. Actually, well, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Hello, Diavola. Welcome to the stream. When I want to draw an anime character, I usually shade it too much, and it ends up looking too realistic than I meant to. Yeah. You really have to master the art of simplicity when you're doing anime. Um, when they should make impressive food, you should make a spin-off of Food Wars. Your Scandala art is perfect for the show. Nah, unfortunately, I've never watched Food Wars, so I don't know. Surprisingly, you know, for what I draw, my story won't have like a lot of fans. My story won't have like a lot of fan service. I think don't quote me on that, but there's no need for it at the very least. There's no need for fans. Yeah, I don't really see any. I don't think it's gonna be that because like I don't think that even fit the mood of the story that I'm making. I don't have like obviously I don't have a problem with fan service, but I do think I do think that it like should fit the vibe. It's like Fire Punch. I mean, no, not Fire Punch. It's like Fire Force. Fire Force has fan service, but like especially for like the I think her name is like Tamaki. It doesn't fit the vibe I think that they're going for. It kind of does. It just feels out of place, and I don't want to do that. Hi. I mean, I say that as if like I'm only gonna like if I do make a manga, like I'm only gonna make one manga. So I'm just saying for the one specific manga that I am doing, maybe I'll make a spin-off manga. Fan service serves no other purpose than dragging in more thirsty viewers, aka more money. I mean, yeah, but like I'm fine with like my dress up darling is fine. Like that's a good I think that's like a good anime for that. But it's kind of like if you had like if like imagine if you had Attack on Titan and then fan service randomly for no it's just like it would kind of just take you out the moment. Like especially for like a show that's trying to immerse you in like a serious story, it wouldn't really make sense to have fan service in Attack on Titan because like and it doesn't. And that then like it doesn't have fan service, right? And it fits because it doesn't even make sense. And Attack on Titan has like a massive fan base. It has a massive fan base. Like so like I don't think like it does like I guess fan service is to like bring in people who like fan service. Obviously, like that's fine. But if you think that like that's the only like I don't know if a series thinks that they must do like have fan service to be popular, that's not necessarily true. Unless you're using fan service like a crutch, where like like you're not confident in your work, and so you add in fan service, right? I think that'd be something. But then in that case, I think you should just like work on your craft. The whole plot of this. Oh, hold on. Yeah, yeah. You're doing. I'm not doing manga, but like if I were to make manga, it wouldn't like the one at least that the story that I have right now wouldn't have fan service. It's the if it's the whole point of the series, if it's the whole point of the series, then it's another care. That's another care, but it's unnecessary in an action series or something like that. Yeah, that's kind of like what I'm saying. Yeah, honestly, I love JJK too. It doesn't make this. I love JJK too because it doesn't make the story only for the fan base. If you make a good anime and you're proud of it, then you did your job. Yeah, I love JJK because it doesn't make the story only for the fan base. What do you mean by that exactly? Like it doesn't like it's not trying to cater to. What do you mean by like for the fan base? Exactly. Only for the fan base. Cough cough, kill a kill, cough cough, Gurren Lagann. No, fairy tale. Okay, but yeah, but like in those cases, I think Kill a Kill. I haven't watched the show, but I've heard it said that the fan service kind of makes sense. So like, and plus, I don't think like those anime and like a lot of trigger shows don't actually really take themselves seriously. Not in like any real way. Not in like a super serious like Trigger is like kind of whimsical. I feel where it's like it's very lighthearted. A lot well, I say very lighthearted, and then you like pan over to like what's it called? Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and then you pan over to, well, not really. I was gonna say you pan over to uh Dungeon Meshi. I mean, Dungeon Meshi is pretty like Delicious and Dungeon is quite it's quite lighthearted, of course, but it also has like its dark moments as well. So yeah, but like Trigger is very lighthearted. I think it makes sense for Trigger. I need to go. Okay, goodbye, Aaron. Have a good day. Probably because of Gege, makes decisions like killing off a fan favorite characters. Not every favorite, but still doesn't care what the fan base says. Okay, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But a big reason, like maybe not, would the fan base like would there be such a big fan base if like Gege wasn't trying, it wasn't doing that? It's kind of like reading Chainsaw Man. It would be like reading Chainsaw Man, and I won't spoil anything, but like it's like reading Chainsaw Man. I feel like the like Chainsaw Man readers actually like it more. Of course, like they do make jokes on like I'll get you Fujimoto for this, but like I think it would lessen the experience if characters didn't like weren't in trouble. Like if the characters truly didn't have stakes, if there weren't stakes in the story, would it actually be like so popular? I don't know. Um, I mean, it's honestly easier to make merch a fan service. Pretty Woman characters. I mean, fair enough. Yeah. You could go for like the cute route though. You could have a cute character. Like you could have a cute character rather than like a, I mean, I guess like yeah. It is like both cute or like sexy. They both work for like to sell. So, fair enough. Fair enough. In the end, as long as the artist is doing what they want. So, wait, who's the guy? The guy who made Fire Punch? Yeah, the mangaka. Actually, I say the mangaka. Is it literally the same artist who does like? Is it the same mangaka like art and story writer who both does Soul Eater and Fire Punch, or is it the same writer for Fire Punch and Soul Eater, but it's two, but like Soul Eater was done both by the illustrator and the writer, and the other one was done by the writer, but like they got a different illustrator. Like I don't actually know. Fujimoto is also Fire Punch. I love, yeah, yeah, I know that. I'll be right back. Giga is a generational hater. You wouldn't believe what he did in JJK Modulo. I mean, I know for the most part what happened in Modulo. Have you played Bayonetta or heard about it? I have, kinda. I know I've heard about Bayonetta. I'll be right back though. I've returned. What's you guys doing in here? Oh, there's more than when I left. Alrighty. Hold on. Let me get back situated. After a long time on tablet, I'm trying to find Control Z on paper. Yeah, it'd be like that. So do you all draw, or are you just here to watch? Cat tablet was it? I'm just doing the server. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's see what I am to do. Hello, 3IO. Is that your name? Welcome to the stream. Hello, Lynn. Welcome to the stream. So what did I miss yesterday? I didn't stream yesterday, actually. Hopefully your day has been going well. There's a new guy. Huh. Oh, Sozin. How's your day going? Did I say I had a Sozin? I did. Hopefully your day is going well, Sozin. Alright. Let me see. Let me finish up this pose. I'm gonna do some shading. You know, her horn might be poking out of her hair, but I'm not necessarily. I guess it'd be something like that. Dennis give the new tips. What new tips? Hello, Abby. Welcome to the stream. I streamed on YouTube. It kept crashing some hair. I. Why did it keep? Do you know why it kept crashing? Well, welcome to the stream. Hopefully your day's been going well. That's surprising. I didn't know because I went to sleep before 10 p.m. last night. Huh, nice. Actually, I could just do that. I'll do that instead. You should practice drawing without refs. You should practice drawing without refs. I fail like 2 out of 5 times, but once you get it right, it's amazing. Should you practice drawing without references? Do you need to? Is that the thing that you should practice? I think that if you draw with references enough times, the time where you have to draw without reference, I think you'll be able to do it. I don't think it's actually a thing that you do. You need to practice drawing without references? Is that a thing that people? Well, hey, if it helps, then it helps. Like I'm able to draw without references, but I don't think that's something that I've actually practiced. I mean, just as a skill, I strive to be independent. Yeah, like, but the reason I'm using references is so that I can like draw independently, like in a sort of way. Like if I go out, like yeah, like when I go out now and I don't have any internet, I don't have like my phone or anything like that, I can still draw because I've like used enough references. It's not well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the way that I approach drawing references. When I draw a reference, I don't actually try and copy the reference one to one, by the way. So it's not like I'm actually copying the reference. I'm not like a yeah, I'm not like some sort of photocopier. I'm taking like the energy or the aspect of the reference and trying to like some I keep some parts the same or like the same, not like obviously one to one, but I keep it like mostly the same. And I change other aspects like considerably. So I don't know why, but I see random arts. Hello, special guy. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? I think your hand has changed the way I see it. Did you change the camera angle? I don't think so. No, maybe I have. I can't really remember. I just noticed no background music today. That's true. I can't draw without references at all. I think eventually you should be able to. Maybe. Maybe it depends on like the way that you're wired, though. I am the alive person. That's nice. Okay, teach me how to draw hands. I'm not a professional in drawing hands, unfortunately. I do have a hand tutorial, kind of like a sort of hand tutorial video, but I wouldn't say that I'm actually the best at. simplifying how to draw hands. I would recommend what I recommend is look at a bunch of references and break the hands into simple shapes. For the most part, when I'm drawing a hand, I simplify it into like this general shape. Right here is where the thumb connects. Um, something like that. I try and mark out I try and mark out essentially where the fingers will be. Um, I don't know. The fingers are also like there's three joints basically. There's like the knuckle, like there's like three. Are they knuckles? Are they all knuckles? I guess they're all knuckles. I don't know. So like the hands are segmented into like three distinct shapes, like the tip, the middle, and the base. Um, so I mean, for the most part, yeah, but like I'm not really the best at drawing hands. I'm not a hand guy. Give the new guys tips. She is an independent artist. I mean, the most general and basic tips I can give to someone who I don't really have a direction on is um use references, simplify them into simple and easy to understand shapes in 3D space, like cylinders, squares, cylinders, cubes, spheres, that type of thing. And yeah, and also draw what you like. Look at sketches. Look at sketches of artists. Don't just look at the final products of artists. I think looking at sketches will give you a lot of information on like how an artist goes to construct their bodies and stuff like that. As I said, I try to be independent. I can't really do that since everything I draw is from past memories of different. I can't really. Yeah, well, yeah. It's if if you're trying to say that you want to draw without references, that is literally impossible. Because if you're trying to draw without reference, well, I mean, yeah, you had to have referenced something at some point, like in time. So yeah, it is as you say. It's quite impossible to do that. I mean, my goal, yeah. I think given that you look at enough references, eventually you will be able to draw without references, like without a reference in front of you. If your goal is to draw without a reference in front of you, you can actually achieve that goal given you look at enough references. But at least for a learning aspect, I would recommend. Yeah, at least for a learning aspect, I'd recommend using references. It will get you way more mileage. But your videos are so underrated. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you like them. Okay, teach me how to draw bodies. I have a video on drawing bodies. I would recommend you go to that video. If you go to my channel and you go into my playlist, you can actually see yeah, go to my what's it called? Go to my channel, go to my playlist, and then go to a beginner's guide to. If you go to that playlist, there's like some tutorials on drawing bodies. The most recent one, the beginner's cheat sheet on drawing bodies, probably like my most is the best one, I think, at least in terms of like tips and stuff. So that's what I'd recommend. What's your tip on digital coloring? Learning painting coloring has me feeling violent. I don't know if I can actually I haven't actually tried to put that into words, so I would say blocking out the big shadow like yeah, the big like value differences is probably like for instance, like if you're drawing do I want to okay, well, for instance, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a real set in stone method for that. I would say that when I'm drawing, I I put in the big like blocky shapes. So essentially, let me see if I can add in. Do I have any colors that I could like? Okay, let's say the light source is like coming from over here. Let's say like this is like a light source for whatever reason. I have these big shapes of the body that I know that I kind of want to shade. So essentially, anything behind this blue, if you can, I don't know if you can actually follow along properly. Again, I haven't like actually done this, but like anything behind this blue line is going to be shaded. So I kind of have it in my mind already that like basically this entire section of the body on the left is going to be shaded. Anything that is yeah, it's quite difficult, but I would say that I would block out the big shadows, and then what you're gonna do is after you've blocked in like these shading areas, you're gonna actually start erasing out the shading, and that gives you complexity. What I would recommend for any type of drawing, whenever you're learning drawing, aim aim to master being simple first. Master the art of being simple. After you've gotten good at being simple, you can start layering on a bunch of simple techniques to eventually achieve a complex looking drawing, right? It's like, I mean, yeah, I mean, think about what artists do in the first place. They start with like a foundation, like a circle. Like imagine they're drawing like head. You start with a circle, and then you start with like other basic shapes, and eventually, after you keep adding on these tiny little simple techniques, you eventually end up with like a pretty, really like a really good looking face that looks technically impressive. But it's really just like a foundation of very simple techniques. So master the art of yeah, like minimalism, kind of like a simplistic art style. For not art style perhaps, but like simplistic techniques. And then eventually as you master them, you can start adding in more and more and more until you're like, well, yeah, pretty proficient at it. Um what's your tip on Dennis is like a good, fast talking teacher? Am I? I do stutter a lot. Alrighty. I'll shade this body. I'm curious if you know how to draw armor. I do kinda. I do kinda know how to draw armor. Not like the best at it, but um let me see. I did some look like some interesting kind of looking armor right here. I guess I kind of know how to draw armor. I've done. I do like how armor looks. It's very cool to me. Now, see the problem well, when I explained how I do shading and stuff like that and coloring, um, the same cannot be said for like how I approach coloring or shading when I'm using pen because like I said, like I would go in and then I would erase out shapes in digital. I can't erase out the pen, so I kind of have to already premeditate where I'm gonna place the shadows. I mean, where I'm gonna place the highlights in the shadow in the shaded area. So that's it's a little bit more difficult with pen, but the same concept applies. I just have to think it out a little bit more. I by the way, so sorry. Really good shading has a balance. So, okay, if you see right here, there's oh, well, let me finish this first. But interesting looking shading and coloring has a balance between highlights and shadow. When you get good at like maintaining like a good balance, that's when it looks really cool and looks really good, I would say. Um I would like to illustrate the point, but is this clear enough so that you can actually tell what's happening? Hopefully. And he said for drawing gesture, not really. Be loose. Don't care about like making bad lines. Just be messy too. Like it's okay to be messy as long as it's yeah. Be loose. Just try and be confident. Pretend as though you're confident and see where that gets you. See like gesture is really about the energy. So if you're like really hesitant about doing a line, it's gonna be really stiff rather than if you're just like going. Um, yeah. So I want to buy a good eraser, but I don't know which eraser is good. Do you have any good brand recommendations? I don't no, I don't have any good erasers actually. And plus I use pen for the most part. Ah, yeah, I don't have that many good erasers. Erasing has always been a problem for me. I haven't like found a good eraser either. So, when you find one, you please let me know. Make mistakes and make them like stickmen wearing clothes maybe. I don't know. Look at some gesture drawing videos maybe. I mean I assume you have. You probably have looked at some gesture drawing videos, but if you haven't found like a gesture drawing video that like has stuck with you, try and look at others. Look at other people drawing gesture like doing gesture drawing. See how they do it. Do you have any advice on how to make backgrounds? Any advice is fine. Start simple. Start with very basic shapes. And when you're doing backgrounds, knowing where the like horizon line is will. And now this is going to be a very kind of crappy, bad background. But hold on. Let me see. Can I do like some sort of planes? A good background has like some depth to it. It allows you to tell like what's in the foreground, what's in the foreground, and what's in the background. I'm not good at it though. That's the issue. So no matter what I do, it's not gonna turn out the best possible. I don't know. I don't know if I can actually illustrate the point. I'm not a background artist, by the way. You said any tips is fine, but I don't know if I even have any tips. Uh, yeah, just like work on like very simple and easy to understand shapes, and maybe just maybe, you might make a cool background. Unfortunately, I'm not someone who can who can give some good advice. After all, I barely know how to make backgrounds either. Although, when you're coloring backgrounds, the farther away the object is in the background, the more the background and the sky are gonna have like the same, like a similar color. Things fade in the background; they get obscured by the atmosphere. So, I would say, yeah, like like if the background is like sunset, um, the background like as the objects get farther away into the background, it's going to start to look kind of oranges. Like everything's gonna gain the color of the atmosphere. So I don't know. Do you take drawing requests? Not really. Not necessarily. Also, hello, chocolate fan. Welcome to the stream. I didn't actually greet you. And for races when you're too good for mistakes. Sorry, you're always. Pardon me. Everyone makes mistakes. It just depends on how you actually like recover from the mistakes, how you incorporate them into the drawing. How under and you need 12 ender pearls for the portal if that's what you're talking about. Um, do you remember me? I don't know. Were you in the stream last stream? I don't think so. How long ago were you in this? Sorry, I'm coughing. Ugh, okay. Also, adding shading to the drawing is hard for me. I watch anime to see where the shades come from. When you're watching anime for shading, be like, be mindful that anime doesn't have like anime wants to like tries to do the most simplistic shading possible because they're focusing on animation for the most part. Of course, anime like it is done by professionals. So if you want to learn like an anime looking art style, I mean, yeah, for like shading, yeah, that's a good idea. But just do be warned that they're not actually they're not prioritizing accuracy and like bounce sliding and anything like that. They are simply prioritizing like something that looks relatively good and simple. They're prioritizing simplicity. What pen is that? It's a zebra pen. It's a just a normal ballpoint pen, really. Zebra pen, Z grip. I got a pack of them on Amazon for like $8. No, $6. $6. Sorry. Pack of 24 for $6. It seemed like a steal, and I think it still was. Also, manga's backgrounds and shading for backgrounds are actual reference, just modified. Yeah, I mean there are a lot of things like that. I think some manga do actually draw their backgrounds like Like they actually do draw their backgrounds, but yeah, some are also like yep, modified images essentially. That's why no background music today. I need my dun 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 dun. The reason is the background makes my voice sound. I mean, yeah, the music to do the background music, I'd have to go to a different software. If I go to a different software, my voice sounds crappy. Um, and I would like my voice to not sound crappy, and so I'm back to no background music because yeah, I thought it would be I thought it'd be like worse if that was the case that my voices sounded crappy. I drew Goku yesterday. It looks bad, I guess, but for some reason it was fun to draw something new. Yeah, prioritize things that are fun to draw. Don't like whether it looks bad or good or not. That good or bad, or it doesn't matter. That's not the thing that's important. Draw things that you actually enjoy drawing. If you could do that, then it doesn't really matter if it's good or bad. After all, in art, good or bad doesn't even really exist. It just depends on what the artist wants. I heard the crappy audio in past shorts. Yes. Which is weird. I used to be able to have good like voice quality and good and like music too, but for whatever reason, some like there was some change in like YouTube. I don't know. I don't know what YouTube is doing, but now if I'm doing that, it doesn't work. So I yeah, it's unfortunate. It used to not be the case that I had to have back like crappy voice quality too, but eh, it'd be like that. But isn't your voice already crappy? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right. But like, it's like if you have something that's like shit, do you want to make it even more shit? I'm joking. I'm joking. I don't actually think my voice sounds bad. Although I wouldn't say that my voice sounds like the worst. I wouldn't say that my voice sounds like the best ever though. Although yeah, some people say like I have a good voice, but maybe it's because like I've been living with my voice for like freaking 20 years. But I don't know. It's just I kind of just still sound like a kid to my like to me. I sound like a kid, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't want to be yapping about. Don't mind me. You sound calm. I am calm. Sometimes bad and crappy drawings look much better than good drawings for some reason. What does that mean? Um, if a crappy drawing looks better than a good drawing, quote unquote, it probably means that. Oh, give me 1 second. Right. It probably means that the crappy drawing has something, right? So, because like art isn't just like a binary. It's not like a good art, like a good artwork or a bad artwork. There's different aspects of the drawing that's good and different aspects of the drawing that's bad. Yeah, 1 second. Right. So yeah, oh, I'm sorry. What was I saying? Yeah. So the crappy quote unquote drawing might have like good like dynamics or might have like really good energy. The lines might be energetic. Whereas the good drawing might have like stiff, like a stiff pose or something like that. Or you know what I'm saying. It's not just one thing in particular that makes a drawing like good or bad. There's a bunch of different things. Hey, by the way, this background thing that I'm doing on the left kind of does look interesting. Like actually it doesn't look it's not the worst thing I've ever done. It's interesting. Yeah. Sometimes when I see good art, my brain like it's not good enough, but when I see bad and crappy drawings, I was like, wow, looks better. Interesting. Yeah, I don't no, maybe good yeah, like, yeah, maybe good energy. I think your audio with the background music sound like lo-fi story time, which strangely actually sounds good. Huh, interesting. Well, yeah, I didn't like it anyway, so that's why. Are you ever gonna do a sketchbook tour? Maybe of this sketchbook. I might do a sketchbook tour of this sketchbook when it's done. Yeah, or maybe because everyone when they draw anime characters for some draw anime characters, the characters look the same. So when someone draws bad and crappy, the characters look so funny or cooler because it looks different. That makes sense. I think the good are talking about is usually very clean lines, so mistakes stick out a lot more, while crappy drawings are more sketchy, while your brain just fills in the line. Yeah, yeah, that tracks actually. That makes sense. That's a good hypothesis. That yeah, that makes sense. I agree. I'm gonna doom scroll until I sleep. All right. Good night. Have a good day. Not really. I mean, like every character, and I mean, like every character anime, their face looks the same, so it's kind of boring when they look the same. Well, I don't think every anime character looks the same. There's different art styles for anime, but there are some anime where the characters do look the same. I would say I would agree. I can understand what you're saying. Hmm. No, that doesn't really make sense. I'm making an NSFW Christmas drawing right now, and I'm using bows to cover the parts, and I'm getting mad because all the bows look different and are slowly getting messier. Yeah, well, that would make sense if they're all getting messier. I mean, as long as you're having fun with doing the drawing. I mean, if you're not just having fun with doing the drawing, then that's unfortunate. Hmm. I am, but the bows are killing me worse than the spider bite. Rip. Rest in peace, indeed. Just burned to death for for the third time. Rip. Again. How many times can a one man say rip in a day? Let's find out. I feel like every artist eventually makes NSFW art. Not my proudest moments. I mean, I don't think that's the case. Maybe. I mean, I do, like, I have, and I still kind of do sometimes. Still kind of do sometimes. No, that's just me trying to downplay it. No, yeah, I mean, I do, but I don't think that's. It just, I guess, it depends, like, the type of person that you are. But maybe you get maybe like the majority, but really, I don't know. What does NSFW mean? Not safe for work. Essentially, just like um, would it be like suggestive? Anything that's like sexually explicit, I suppose. Perhaps it's probably like a good way to define it. Because like, is suggestive art not safe for work? Maybe. I think so. Yeah, gore also. Yeah, gore does count. Although I guess, yeah, in this case it would be like, yeah, like sexually explicit. The pose draw look like kung fu. Yeah, it kind of does. Gore is cute is cool for horror. That's true. Everything has a use for what it's meant for. Tess, have you smelled the Zootopia? I mean, have I watched Zootopia 2? Is that even out? No, I have not. Is it okay if I copy the drawings you drew, the one with the cool pose? Yeah, sure. I will give you credit. You don't need to credit me. It's not as if you're like copying. It's not as if you're like tracing it or something. You don't need to credit someone if you're just like using the pose for reference. I mean, you can if you want, but you don't need to. It's not like you're stealing their art, so. Okay, then I'll act. You don't. I mean, like, yeah. Okay, well, you do that. You can do that if you want to. Like I was saying, you don't need to, but if you want to, you may. Hmm. This drawing turned out fun. I actually had fun with this one. I don't draw environments, not at all, and I certainly don't draw environments on the page, like on the sketchbook traditionally. So this turned out surprisingly fun to do. I heard Hideo Kojima is in Zootopia too. Is that so? Well, guess get ready for bunny feet, I suppose. The man will not let any feet go unscanned. He will scan every foot. Fun fact, whenever I draw anything that doesn't belong to me, um, if I don't know how I drew it, I will type in my notebook. I don't know where I got this drawing from, but it's not mine. I mean, but it is your drawing though. It is. I mean, you could say it's not your drawing, but like it is. You drew it. It's your drawing. You can even say my name. You can even say my name starts playing. Oh, actually, I don't know that reference. All right. Do I have any bright? Oh, okay, there you go. So, like, I was wondering, would that look? No, that doesn't necessarily. I mean, it kind of works, but not really. Oh, you can't even say my name. It's playing again. Still don't know that reference. Okay, this was cool. There's a zombie pig. There's a zombie piglin riding a strider. I see. Good for you. I trace art only to learn how to draw, but never steal someone's art without credit. Well, yeah, if you're tracing, that would make sense to credit them. I would think that you would get more mileage from learn if you want to like learn it. You probably get better mileage if you get more mileage from copying without tracing instead of just tracing. Because tracing doesn't actually teach you like the construction on like how it works, unless you actually do try and work out the construction. It only teaches you how like the end result. It only teaches you the lines, and the lines won't be super useful if you don't know how to actually do those lines, like how they actually came about doing them. I just stopped box practice because it was driving me mad, and this popped up in my for you. Ah, yes, box practice. I would say. Now, this is just my humble opinion. Um, Drawing boxes for the sake of drawing boxes probably won't help you draw bodies if that's what you're trying to do. You will only get better at drawing boxes. But if what you're trying to learn is the relationships between boxes and like body parts, I think you should draw them in tandem. You shouldn't like do one or the other. When I'm drawing a body, you shouldn't like I mean, I don't draw perfect boxes ever. Like look at like this is basically how I draw my bodies, right? Very messy. Not like they're not like, they don't fit into the box shape perfectly. Even this box isn't perfect, by the way, because I haven't practiced boxes like super deeply. I would say you just need to like have a general understanding on how boxes work in 3D space. Just have a general understanding on how to map the body parts onto that. That's really all you need. You don't have to like kill yourself to like figure out how to draw boxes perfectly. Hello, David. Welcome to the stream. Tomorrow there's a snowstorm happening in Canada. Nice. Fixed all the bows. Nice. So Goku drawing, it wasn't tracing, by the way. I just saw it from the anime. I wanted to draw Goku as Kid Goku. Neat. That's cool. 69 likes. Thank you for the 69 likes, guys. I appreciate it. For liking the stream. Alrighty. I'm gonna draw a face over here. Can I ask for something but don't get upset? Do you have problem with reading or grammar just sucks? Reading or my grammar just sucks. I don't necessarily have a problem with the reading. If I actually took my time to read, I'd be better at reading. But like I could read it. The problem is because there's like people constantly chatting, I try to speed through the reading, right? So I can understand what you mean unless there is a person whose like grammar just does suck. For the most part, if your grammar is good, I could actually understand what you're saying. But when I talk it out, when I speak it out, I know the meaning, but I don't actually know the details. I just know the general gist of what you're saying. I don't like actually read every single word perfectly. Like sometimes I'll like miss a word because I'm like skimming over it basically. James, how are we sure up is not down? Um the thing okay, so like the thing that we're calling up is away from gravity, right? The thing like so the opposite force, the opposite way that gravity is going. Um we know where gravity is going because right? So if the pencil does this, then we can assume that up is this direction. Up only has meaning in reference to gravity and the way that things fall, basically. So we know that. And we also know that there's no true thing called up because in space there's no up or down, left or right. It's just space. So yeah, but we for sure know up. Is that a philosophical thing? I don't know. Where's the background music? There is no background music, unfortunately. Welcome to the stream, Kitten Flows. Thank you for the advice. I was using stock. Like, I can take. Okay, like, let me take time. Thank you for the advice. I was using stock photos of people as reference and trying to translate them into shapes, but unfortunately, it wasn't working out for me tonight. Yeah, yeah. I think you don't. Yeah, well, if it's working for you, then you could do that. But if you're actually going through hell, I think a big part of drawing is actually like enjoying drawing. You don't want to make drawing into something that you hate, right? Because I mean, what's the point in doing your passion if you're not passionate about it anymore because like you've killed your motivation. So I would say to like be wary of like doing too much of like find like yeah yeah I would say like let me actually translating them into shapes is like cool, but so actually I do think that practice is actually good. Like to turn like but you actually have to also practice turning them back into like the body, right? So like I think that's like I don't know if you're doing that, maybe you have. Because like assuming like the reason that you're doing this is to draw bodies, which is kind of like what I mean, that's kind of like what you're saying, right? Yeah, I mean, I think you're actually doing it quite fine. But yeah, just make sure to have you have fun with it. And make it clear to yourself that what you're doing is actually useful and will actually give you some because sometimes you're just doing something for the sake of doing it, not actually thinking like that much deeper into it. Did I say that? Was that grammatically correct? Probably not. You're not thinking like that deeply into why you're doing it. You just heard that it's like good for you to do. But if you actually don't have like the practical application for it, you're you might intellectually know it, but your heart's not going to be actually into the practice, if that makes sense. So yeah. Oh, I mean, do you like Vagabond? I have. Hello, hello. Hello, NHA. Um, I miss up when I type because I forgot to say I have ADHD. That's fine. I mean, do you like Vagabond? Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Vagabond. I've heard it's really good though, but never read it. Do you know who Technoblade is? Yeah, he's the guy who never dies. Rest in peace, by the way. This pen or pencil? Can you erase it? No, it's pen. I cannot erase my draw. I cannot erase this. I'm using pen. I drew so much I lost the passion of drawing when when I met my friend and she started drawing with me. I got that passion back. That was pretty cool. Yeah, drawing is mostly about the passion. The only reason you draw in the first place is because you were passionate about it at least at one point. Drawing doesn't really mean anything to you if you're not passionate about it. I don't think so. So I think you should. I think it'll do you good to like try to keep that passion alive as long as possible. So to do that, I would say, draw what you actually enjoy. It doesn't really make sense to sacrifice your happiness for art expertise if like you've lost your passion for art. Where do you get your inspiration from? Your character's hair seems so unique. Thank you. My inspiration, well, when it comes to art, my inspiration for art in general, um, there's like a lot of artists that I look up to, like Yusuke Murata, Sui Ishida, Tatsuki Fujimoto. Let me see. Another one. 58MW on YouTube. He's like a streamer. He's like really good. Kim Jung Gi to some degree, even though like I like his technical skills and I really do respect him. I'm not really that much into his like art style per se, but I think he's like really good. Obviously he's like an art god is what I consider. The people I'm naming, well, maybe say for like Tatsuki Fujimoto, like Yusuke Murata, Kim Jung Gi, 58MW. I would consider them like I would consider them like art gods in some sort of way. the people who I look up to. So I guess those are like some people who give me inspiration. But in general, I'm always looking at cool artwork. Like look at this. I'm on Twitter right now. We have this artwork right here. Hold on. Yeah, I have this artist right here that I'm looking at. Like I'm always looking at really cool and interesting artists. And like artworks in general and references in general. So because I'm always looking at things that like I look at things that inspire me. That's why I'm always inspired. That's why I'm always motivated. That's why I can draw for like 8 hours a day. That's why I can draw every day. That's why I like always look forward to drawing because I'm always like really I just like drawing. It's just very fun to me. Who's my favorite mangaka? Probably like Yusuke Murata. Tatsuki Fujimoto for his story, but Yusuke Murata for his just sheer skill. Oh, I like Berserk and Vagabond. It's very good. I've heard so. I've heard they are. One day I'll probably like look at them. Do you get like good art or more bad and crappy art? I don't necessarily know what you mean. I mean, sometimes if you're asking if I do good or bad art, I mean, yeah, like I think this artwork is pretty well. It's okay. It could be better. Sometimes I do artworks that I consider good. Like this one will like it looks like it's turning out good, quote unquote. I don't really care if my artwork turn out good or bad though. Like I had fun drawing this drawing, and I had fun drawing this drawing. Well, I say I haven't finished it, but you know what I'm saying, right? Yeah, I do bad drawings, and I do good drawings. So yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone has like bad drawings, and everyone has like good drawings, at least at some point in their lives, probably. I try to stay away from like generalizing, but I think that's a pretty safe bet to assume that most people can't really escape from doing at least one bad drawing in their lifetime. Everyone has a bad drawing. Some people make a lot of bad drawings. Most people make a lot of bad drawings. There's supposed to be a muscle right here in the leg. Let me see if we can actually put that in. Yeah. Hello, Tom, Mr. Tom. Bonjour. Yes, hello. How's your day going? I use art as an escape for everything. For everything? That's what makes it so great. If I'm feeling angry, I draw anger. If I feel sad, I draw that type of emotion. And when I'm feeling that type of way, I use art to distract myself. Yeah, I think art can be very therapeutic in a way. It's like a journal, in the same way that some people journal out their emotions, some people draw out their emotions. No, okay, illustrate their emotions or something like that. That's probably a better way to say it. Um, yeah, no, art is very versatile when it comes to people's emotions and like how they can like illustrate how they feel. Art is amazing, at least to me it is. Ah, I see the problem I'm done here. Well, that's fine. I made a Strider army. Nice. I posted someone on your community page. It's based on which hair to do. Could someone go there and pick one for me to do? I posted someone on your community based on which hair to do. Hmm. I made a Strider army gang. Nice. I stopped drawing for a couple of years, but I've gotten back into it recently. It's nice to get in your own head without the internet deciding how to make you feel today instead. Um, true, true, true. I think the most peaceful way of being is being unbothered by everyone on the internet completely. I think I'm like pretty close to that point of being like, uh, th- for the most part. Oh, no, wait. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. Uh, huh? Yeah. Well, for whatever reason, I can't see my community tab. So, well, I guess someone else will have to pick for you. Yeah, being like your happiness. That's why I always say draw for yourself. Don't draw for other people. Having other people dictate what makes you happy is gonna make you miserable. Because no matter what, you can't make everyone happy. And if you try to cater to everyone, you're just going to destroy yourself in the process. I would say. Master the art of not caring. To be honest, it doesn't really matter what people care like say about you in the end. Like you don't know these people. They don't know you. Whatever they say about you is probably wrong. Whatever they can guess about you is probably wrong. People are notoriously bad at like reading other people's minds and people are notoriously bad at actually understanding other people in general. So, what do they know about you? Nothing. I can't there's no reason for me to like take what people say on the internet actually seriously. It's just so not empty. It sucks when you draw in school and your classmates be like, "Wow, that's so cool. What did you draw? Can you draw me?" Or they say, "Draw for me." No, she'll draw for me first. No, I asked her first. They fight about who I will draw first. Who I mean, uh yeah, I mean, I guess that could be a little bit annoying. I mean, in the end, yeah, in the end, like if I don't really get annoyed when people like ask me to draw them or draw something that they want me to draw because I don't know. Like it's up to me whether I actually do it or not. It's not like a person cannot force me to do like to draw something for them. And yeah. And in the end they're just trying to like they just want to do they just want like somebody to illustrate what they like no. I don't know. They want to see like what they're passionate about or like what they like or they want to see themselves in like someone else. It's like kind of like an immortality project if you know what that is from like that. But yeah, the ability to like cement yourself in like a place forever. The ability to like see yourself reflected in something else. It's I can't get mad at someone for like wanting that. But also, even like yeah, I can't get mad at them. I also don't need to do what they want me to do. It's like it's still up to me. To live a life that is completely dictated by like what you want is it's difficult to get into that mindset, but once you do, as long as you don't like start infringing on other people's, I guess, what they want for themselves in a sort of way, I think that's probably like the best thing to strive for. Long time no see. Hello, Burak. Burak. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Hello, Mr. Egg. Wow, you're so good at drawing. Where did you learn to draw? I learned to draw from the internet over 8 years. It's been 8 years since I've been drawing. Hello, Nan's demo. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Demo. How's your day going? Sorry. Hi. I just saw you in my For You page. I love your art. What are we doing today? I'm just drawing. I'm just yapping and drawing. That's what I normally do. I just yap and draw. Yap and draw. Bella the Wolf was made fun of. Bella the Wolf was made. Bella the Wolf was made fun of Technoblade for no reason. I see. Yeah, I mean, people make fun of people for no reason all the time. It that's just how people are. Not to creep you out, but I've been hiding in your house. Neat, neat. Well, you know, try not to, well, try to survive. I say good luck to you. Uh, I remember that I remember I had one of my classmates, she knows how to draw an anime style. I used to look for her, but not anymore because she makes fun of me for having bad art. She forced me to give up. Interesting. I think your interpretation looks better than the reference. Uh, maybe. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It looks it's interesting. There's something I mean, I don't know. You can't really see because this is brighter than this, and it's like it's trying to it's trying to like correct the brightness of the. Let me see. It's yeah. I think I think my face is kind of wonky. I think I think that face is less wonky. I'm more talking about this eye. Like this eye that was supposed to be in the background. I guess I could shade this eye. Let me do some shading actually. Let me see if I can. I want to do some interesting shading here. Ah, that might be bad because if I do that shading, it doesn't necessarily fit with the rest of the shading. The shading like the lighting scenario that I was doing, but it'd be interesting at the very least. It'll be interesting at the very least. I'm gonna do what's interesting. Even if I mess it up. Yeah, I don't know. Um, well, thank you if you think that it was better. Who's Bella the Wolf? Who knows? She tried to force me to give up by insulting me and telling me to give up, but I didn't give up. Nice try, bully. No one could force me to give up. That's true. No one could force you to give up. Um, hello, Zen, Zen and Co. Welcome to the stream. Howdy, howdy. I've been a 3D artist for 10 years, but I picked up drawing and traditional art about a year ago, and it feels like starting again. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, I'm eager to learn though. Your art is amazing. Thank you. I'm glad you like my art. Um, yeah, honestly, like 3D modeling and stuff like that is quite difficult. It's such a I think you'll learn easier though. Having a good understanding of 3D shapes is vital to drawing, especially in perspective and stuff like that. Definitely seems like a hard angle to work with. It is a hard angle, and especially because I draw heads facing this direction, like this face. So to draw one facing from this direction is kind of like I could do it. I certainly can do it. It's just out of my comfort zone. It's not what I normally do. It's really awesome to see people draw. It's actually impressive to me. It is, yeah. There's some people who like are just so good, and like I don't know, like that's the type of thing that inspires me. Like seeing really cool artists just draw like almost effortlessly. It's yeah, like the reason I'm motivated is just there's so many cool artists out there. I want to draw like them. It really is inspiring. Bella the Wolf is a YouTuber who just makes some fun of people. Oh, fair enough. Not your father, seeing that I just adopted a kid. But should I do style one or style two? Style one, because I mean, my name is Art of Singularity, right? That's the channel's name, so Singularity one. Yeah, number one then. Working with 3D, at least in sculpting, is very iterative, I'd say. So I'm developing the mind muscle to have the shapes in my head before I draw. Okay. Despite roughly knowing what I need. So yeah, so basically it's like you have something already and then you're changing it rather than starting from nothing and having to and what might help, I don't know if this would help. I think just getting a line down on the page already might like yeah, I do understand what you're saying though. I can see how that'd be a problem. I find that to visualize something in 3D space, like even if I have it in my head, requires me to at least start drawing something in the first place. So like I kind of like draw a placeholder item, whether it be like a square, a cube, a circle, something that allows me to like have some traction for my mind to grip onto on the page, if that makes sense. Um, so maybe that's what you're talking about, like the way that you already have something when you're doing 3D modeling. is but, like, you don't have that for, like, a blank piece of paper. Maybe, like, actually, like, putting something on the page would give you, like, that traction needed. I don't know. Hope you don't mind, but I took some food from the fridge, went back to my spot. I You severely overestimate the food that we have in the fridge. In fact, I don't think we have food in the fridge. So, I would say make sure what you have is actually edible because I I don't know what you took, but I mean, hello, Salmonator. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Also, Bella the Wolf is racist. Interesting. I mean, I guess if it's not edible, the problem solves itself. True. Wait, I say true. No, yeah. Um, it's going good. Noise, noise. Yeah, I'm getting used to finding my flow and groove with drawing. Oh well, good luck to you. It is, yeah, it's quite the endeavor to learn a different like way of drawing or way of like making art. Oh my god, you're so inspiring. Thank you. You're so inspiring, human. Thank you very much, Miku. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Miku is my flowers. I love your art. Even if I just see it randomly on my homepage, I actually can't draw perspective. It's really hard, and my mind just can't understand the way perspective works. It's very difficult to like learn perspective. After enough effort, and yeah, after enough effort and practice, like you can do it too. It took me 8 years to get here, right? And people learn to like draw way faster than me in general. Like I think people can do that. I took a very slow, relaxed, and easygoing method of like learning to draw. If someone actually really does earnestly want to get better at drawing and they're putting in the effort to do that and they're doing the right practices, they will get better way faster than I got better. I've been drawing for 8 years, but I've only really been improving for 3 years. So since like 2022 is when I actually started to really improve, even though I started in like 2017. Started drawing, I mean. Hey dude, how did you learn foreshortening? I've been practicing anatomy for 2 months now, and I feel skilled enough to draw most poses which don't have foreshortening. I think my next stage is foreshortening. Yes. Well, hello, Noobster. In general, foreshortening is so. Say you have this pose right here, right? Okay. Basically, here's what foreshortening is. Foreshortening isn't necessarily perspective, even though they are connected. Basically, you have like these points on. Let's say you have this like normal cube that's not really foreshortened at all. It's like pretty even, pretty cool. I mean, yeah, pretty normal. Foreshortening is just taking these points. Foreshortening is manipulating the points that are already on the page, right? So it's like if we want to make this cube even more of an extreme, what we do is we take the same cube. Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can actually draw the cube normally. And then for the point, let's say all we're doing now is just really stretching. We're like just manipulating the points on the cube to make them closer to each other. So you must understand like proportions. You basically it takes like understanding the proportions of the cube. Let's say that we have the cube like this. Like this is the grid on the cube. Now, yeah, it's really just like foreshortening is just being able to manipulate the points on a certain object. So yeah, it takes a lot of basically guess. It's like guessing. For like the way that I do it, it's a lot of guesswork. I just do it by feel. I kind of if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And each failure like makes me learn like what I should do more or less, and each success. Well, I mean, if it's a success, then I mean that's cool. So yeah, it's really about manipulating the points. Manipulating the points. Um, so relating the body to like you need to be able to relate the body to shapes like this, and then be able to stretch these shapes, and then be able to like map the body onto it is kind of how you do it. James, you seem more concerned about the safety of the guy living in your walls than the fact there's someone living in your walls. Well, hey, sometimes people live in your walls. What can you do about it? Call the police, maybe, but like that's a lot of work, and I just want to draw. Sadly, I have to leave soon. Well, that's unfortunate. Hello, Hugo. Welcome to the stream. Wait, I mean, welcome back to the stream. If you're talking about you, then yes. Hello, Chris. How's your day going? Enables. Wait? Was that part of a? Were you? What are you talking about? Enables. Oh, maybe you're like adding on to something that I was saying. You're like giving me a word that I didn't know what the word was, and so you're saying enables. But yeah. Um I'm making my series, but what I want to know is how do I make an omniverse? Yeah, I don't know even what that really should be. What should I do when I'm scared of screwing up a drawing and overthinking before I even start drawing? Um, I would say mess up the drawing intentionally. Make a bad drawing on purpose. I don't think you should treat your art as special. You shouldn't treat your art as like perfect or as like precious. Yeah. Treat your art as something for fun. Like there's probably a bunch of hobbies that you do that you just play for fun. Like if you're playing Minecraft, you're probably not playing Minecraft to be like the best Minecrafter. Um Minecraft, is that a word? But I think just be okay with like making a mistake. Be okay with like cuz like mistakes make you better at art. And well, yeah, they make you better at art. I think when you're looking forward to and like just look forward to learning anything. Like you don't have to look forward to making good artwork. Looking forward to making a good artwork is the problem that you're facing. Don't look forward to making a good artwork. Look forward to making a fun artwork. Have fun during the process. The end result that you actually get when you do art, when you make when you do a piece of art, the end result is temporary, right? You're gonna like do the finished artwork. Like I have this drawing right here. This is temporary. I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna turn the page and I'm most likely not gonna come back here like in a long while. The art itself, the end result of the art, isn't gonna stay with you. What will stay with you is the experience that you like had while doing this, which is like having fun, right? Having fun during doing this is the more important part to me. It's not actually about the art. Yeah, the art is temporary, but the experience kind of just lives on with you forever. So I would say prioritize the journey rather than the destination, even if it's easier said than done. I'm gonna try this right now. I was practicing. No problem. I'm glad I was able to help. Is this Minecraft? No. Hello, Kamu. Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? That's what I tell people when they get frustrated with their progress. If you learned something, then it wasn't a waste of time. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Sarah. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Hopefully your day's going good. Walk through hell incarnate or never get a season 3 of My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute. I haven't even watched season 1. I have not even watched like episode 2. I watched like one episode and I was like, I'm bored. And then I moved on. Actually, art like dollar burritos, go through a bunch of them till you had your fill for the moment and then do it again later. Yeah, have fun. Of course, this is just to build a habit of eating burritos, or in this case, yeah. So like having fun with art doesn't mean you're gonna get like technically better at art. You have to have fun with getting better. Like it I think you should like I think you should like learn to have fun with trying to get better at art. You shouldn't like your goal shouldn't be too if your goal is to get better at art, then a day that you try like a day that you tried to get better at art but you didn't actually like see any noticeable improvements will like lessen your motivation. So making the goal of your art to get better at art will it's a little bit more shaky. So I would say that your goal should be at least trying to get better at art. Actually learning something is just doing art in general. I think just yeah, just having fun with art. I think if you learn something, then that's good. And if you don't, like, just try. Like, just at least at the very least, try to learn something. I think that's really all you should do. That's all like that you ought to do, basically. Today, I was really today I really had no motivation to draw and write things like I usually do. But now when I found your art, I feel motivated to draw again. To draw again right now. Thank you, bro. No, no problem. I'm glad I was able to help. Is this like your own character OC or something? Yes, it is. I'm planning to study art from the start to get better. Well, if that helps you, then yeah. I mean, wait, no, what the heck am I talking about? Um, yeah, I was trying to say, yeah, if starting from the start, like the foundations helps you, yeah, then yeah, I haven't actually done that before, and it might. So maybe one day I'll do that. I'll like start again from the bottom, like from like cubes and just shapes and basic shapes. Although I don't know, that's not fun to me. So maybe I won't. I really just want to in art. I really only do what like is fun to me. If I don't find something fun, I probably won't do it. Although it's very difficult. Like I can find a lot of things fun in art though. That is when you watch season 1, episode 11. My sister can't be this cute. Huh. Um. Art is something that gives me therapy. Art is very therapeutic. It's very calming. I gotta go. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye, singular adopted kid. I was about to read "My sister can't be this cute," but no, that's not your name. I don't know why I thought that. And also, I'm not your father. Haven't watched a second of that show, by the way. Of course, of course, of course. Tell me about your character. Eh, that's. I don't have a proper way. Basically, to tell you about the character, I have to tell you like about the background lore, and I don't actually have a proper, well thought out way to explain it in an easy and concise manner. It will be basically to explain what's happening with the character in the lore. It would be like a bunch of like rambling and yapping, and I don't want to waterboard you with that. Especially like while I try and find my way around the words. Like I'm trying to like weave together sentences that make sense, but it's not a guaranteed that my words will make sense. So I think I'll have to think about how I should explain it in a way that makes sense, and then I'll get back to you at a later date. Maybe I'll be able to explain it properly. What if I draw, and if I don't like it, then I doodle for fun? Will that help? I suppose. I suppose. Heading out. Okay. Goodbye. Hi, Hydra. Have a good day. This is the first time I've engaged in a stream in years. Hope I can catch another sometime. Yeah, well, I'm glad that you like it. I mean, I try to stream every day. Yesterday I didn't stream. I got a bunch of stuff, but I try to stream every day around 12 p.m. to 1. I start streaming from like 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, well, have a good day. One day, James will acknowledge his child. I don't have a child, so I'll never acknowledge something that doesn't exist. Do you listen to any music when you make art? And if so, what kind? I listen to a bunch of music. Recently, there's this artist that's been like very popular on shorts for whatever reason, and I came across. Well, I say for whatever reason, the music is really good. I think his name is like Masego or something like that. And just recently, I've come across like his because of shorts, I was like introduced to his music. I was like, wow, this actually sounds really good. So recently, I've been listening to that, but for the most part, I don't have like a genre of music that I listen to. I listen to Millie, Mili. They do like music for goblins. They did music for Goblin Slayer. Did music for Project Moon, like Limbus Company, Library of Ruina, and Lobotomy Corporation. And there's another thing that they did, I think. But yeah, they do a lot of stuff. My favorite music from them, my favorite song from them is "Life We Sow" or it is "Gluttony." I love the anime that has mangaka author character in it because it motivates me. That I love animes that have mangaka slash author characters. What do you mean by that exactly? Isn't for the most part most mangas are made by a mangaka. I mean, okay, that's a stupid. All mangas are made by, but anime usually is based off of a mangaka, like a manga who like a mangaka did that manga. So if the anime by default would have like the character. No, yeah, I probably just don't understand what you're saying actually. Kenshi Yonezu? Is that his name? Yonezu. Whatever. Yeah, Kickback was a good song, to be fair. I've only listened to Kickback though. I don't know any other of their I don't know any other of their songs. I can't speak. Don't mind me. I'm just bad at English. English is my first language, by the way. I want to become a mangaka, but it's so difficult. It's my biggest dream ever, and I still believe that I could do it. I mean, yeah, you can do it. Given you put the effort into getting better at art and stuff like that, you will become a mangaka. You'll be able to like have the skills to do that. Yeah. Just would you watch one zeptosecond of Rent a Girlfriend or experience Subaru's most intense deaths? Well, I know I. It'd be funny. It'd be funny if I said I would not watch Rent a Girlfriend, but realistically, I would. But just for the memes, I would say, yes, I wouldn't. I wouldn't put myself through through the displeasure of watching Rent a Girlfriend for even like one instant, and so I would suffer Subaru's most intense death. Uh, over that is what I would say for for the funny. Jane Doe is pretty good. That's the Zenless Zone Zero character. Unless you're oh, no, you're talking about the song, yeah, sorry. Forgot we're on the music thing. I was like, Jane Doe? The only Jane Doe I know is freaking that is a Zenless Zero character, right? Yeah, it is, it's the mouse girl, right? I think so. Manga is just good, I love it so. It is very good, yeah. I was like it's like, "Wait a minute." Shark Thing, I think that's Ellen Joe. Wait, no, I think that yeah, I think that's Ellen Joe. Or Joe Ellen, however you want to say it. No, there's another. Is Jane Doe an actual Zenless on her character? Because now I'm second guessing myself. Um, it is a Zenless Zone Zero. Yeah, it is a Zenless Zone Zero character. Okay, cool. How many Jane Does are there? Well, there's the song name, and then there's a song name, and then there's the Zenless Zone Zero character. Hello, Vincius. How's your day going? Wait, no, your name is not Vincius. It's Vinicius. Um, aren't you tired of reading a bunch of comments? No, I'm not. As long as the comments are interesting, the chat is interesting. I don't have a problem with reading them. I mean, if I don't find a comment interesting, I'm probably just not like and like it takes a lot for me to not find a comment interesting. Like it'd have to be like just like pure brain rot essentially for me to not find it interesting. Like if a guy is coming into the stream and being like 6'7", 6'7", then I'm probably not gonna read the comment. But if it's like an actual earnest, like if it's an earnest attempt to communicate intelligibly, then I will actually read it because I find that interesting. Yes. Hello, evil. Well, welcome to the stream. How's your day going? That's Drowned in Lava. How old are you, by the way? And when did you start drawing? Well, I'm 20 years old, and I started drawing 8 years ago. So I started drawing when I was 12. I feel older the more the more Neurolingo comes out. Yeah, like I don't know what these guys are talking about. Like I think it's something to do with like a song or a basketball player's height, or that's what I've heard. I don't keep up with it. I don't really, because like I'm not interested in it though. But hey, if it's interesting to one person, I guess it's fine. I don't really mind. I am 17. Nice. I'm 13 now, and I started drawing when I was 3 to 4 years old. Huh, interesting. Who do you hate more? That vegan teacher or Bella the Wolf? Well, I don't know Bella the Wolf or that vegan teacher. I know the vegan teacher more than Bella the Wolf, but I don't really hate anyone in part. I don't hate the vegan teacher or Bella the Wolf because to hate them would like first of all, I don't care enough for me to like I just don't care about most people for me to actually hate them. It would take an extraordinary amount of it would take an extraordinary amount of personal attack on myself. Like I don't know. I find it very difficult to hate people. Like I could think that a person is like I can think that a person is morally reprehensible. I can think that a person is like dangerous to other people. I can think whatever, but like in the end, what like those thoughts don't actually make me hate someone. It just makes me like want to avoid them. Or it just makes me uninterested in them. Or like any like yeah, but it like to hate someone is so much work. I don't know how you guys put up with it. I don't know how you guys do that. Isn't it exhausting to hate people? Like isn't it like actually like doesn't it take a lot of effort to like get actually worked up about someone? Because cuz that's a lot of work for me. I just got here. What are we talking about? Nothing really. I guess hating people in general. I was just saying that yeah, it's just a lot of work for me to hate people. I don't have the bandwidth necessary for me to like invest in actually personally having a strong emotional reaction to like a person. I started drawing when I was 10 or 9. I see. I see indeed. I basically oh, could you guys even see what I was drawing? No, you couldn't. You shouldn't hate on someone obviously because people are just different. So it's kind of bad. Mm, okay. Well, so the thing is, to say that it's bad to hate on people is, I mean, in the end, if you're saying that you should just accept people for who they are because everyone's different, I mean, sure. But like if you're saying that you shouldn't impose your worldview on people, like hating people, like as like that is imposing your worldview on them, then even by saying that you shouldn't hate on people and like hating on people is bad because everyone's different, that is in and of itself imposing your worldview on other people. Um, like so to say that someone should accept everyone because everyone is like different is also saying that the people who are different to you that think that they should hate on other people because they are different, they are wrong. So it's like a conflict. Basically, you can't like make such a broad claim like that because you're probably always going to have some edge cases that you actually disagree with. You're going to end up contradicting yourself. You should hate bad people, right? Don't get philosophical. Don't get philosophical. Continue drawing. Lock in. Come on. And I will continue drawing. I will not get philosophical. But no, 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 no. Sorry about I just lagged you with my question being complicated. It wasn't complicated, but to explain why it would contradict itself, I don't know. You know, as a two-time hater, I crash on whenever I see them. I see. Yeah, hating can take work because eventually you use the fuel to hate and just force it out of yourself. Yeah. What YouTuber do you hate the more? I don't really hate any YouTubers now. There are some people that is impossible to accept. Sure, but like, what do you mean by accept? Like, accept as in, like, what do you mean by accept? Like, accept, like, allow into your society, allow into like your space. Like, what do you mean by accept? I think you should hate people that have more negative sides than positive sides. If you're saying that you should hate people that go against your interests and what like if you should hate people that make you feel like negative or positive, then yeah, that makes sense. But when it comes to the world or people in general, there are a bunch of different types of people, and what's a negative or positive for one type of person is not a negative or positive for a different type of person is the issue. And so I could say that what someone's doing is like once if someone does something that I feel is bad, I mean, I like basically all I'm saying is whatever this person is doing is making me feel uncomfortable. I don't actually have any real grounding for like I don't have any grounding to like truly hate this person is the problem. Even if that person is like making me like I could like distance myself from that person. I could even say that towards the goal of like towards the goal of like stopping them from causing more harm, you could like isolate that person. But to say that I actually hate that person is very, very, very difficult for me. Because in the end, there's no such thing as objectivity. Like, you can like, it's practically impossible unless you invoke some sort of higher or some sort of, like, outside of, like, the earthly sense, outside of, like, your human sense. If unless you invoke something out of there, like, outside of yourself, there is literally no way to say that something is objectively wrong or right in like a moral sense. And so even if someone is doing something that I find bad, I can't actually hate them. So like I can't hate them for like an energy reason, like it's a lot of work to hate someone. And I can't hate them for like an objective reason because there's no such thing as that in my world at the very least, like what I think of it. So Colleen, Colleen is mad to me sometimes. I try not to hate people, but there are people who really annoy me to the point I hate being around them. I mean, yeah, like there are some people who I just don't want to be around, but I wouldn't say that I actually hate them. I just don't want to be around them. Me and that person just aren't compatible. So yeah, but I can't hate them. Like I find hating people the same as like hating a tornado, or like I find hating people the same as like hating an earthquake, or like hating a tiger, or like hating a lion. It's very difficult because in the end, people are just doing the same thing that I'm doing, which is just trying to like reach a state of being that is satisfactory to them. And if every single human being is working off of the base, like the same fuel source as me, I'd be a kind of a hypocrite. I'd be kind of hypocritical to say that the fuel source itself is like a wrong, is like wrong. Because you know, also my English is not that good, so if I do grammar mistakes or anything like that, I'm sorry guys. It'd be like that. I mean, I'm fluent in English. Fluent? I'm born in English, but English is my English is my native language. But as you can hear, as you can see, I am not the best at speaking sometimes. I mean, that actually might have to do with the fact that I'm like running on fumes because like I went to sleep at like 5 a.m. So, you know, English is hard to me is hard for me too sometimes. Yeah. You're born in English. What country is that? English. Duh. I said I'm born in English. What do you mean? No, I'm joking. Yeah. The reason I also find it very difficult to hate people is because I don't think that people don't really choose what they want. I feel like all artists gets I feel like all us artists suck at talking. All of our energy goes towards leaning to draw instead of socializing. That's true. That make sure to treat yourself after a good sleep. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take a nap after this actually. I because because talking is rough right now. Sleep deprived and no music is peak Dennis back? Nah, I don't think so. I'm not so sleep deprived as I was that one day. But I am like slightly. I'm not sleep deprived. I got some good hours of sleep. It's just because I went to sleep so late, it's like bad. So even though I did get like 7 hours of sleep, that doesn't mean that the sleep was like a good quality. You know? Yeah, no, I read that already. Why are those one videos that say like and subscribe if you love God, but if you scroll the video, then you love the devil more? Like, bro, stop posting videos. Um, it's a tactic to get you to subscribe. I mean, like, I'm not religious in any case, so I mean, I see it for what it is, which is just like a tactic to get you to subscribe to stay for money or something, right? Eh. Yeah, I don't really have like an emotional reaction to that, but I could recognize why someone would have an emotional reaction to that. It's like emotional manipulation. I know I'm gonna call myself crazy magical teenage years 10 years later because I'm writing isekai. When you sleep, I'll be staring at you. I see. It's nice to have company, you know. Hello, Shira. Welcome to the stream, though. How's your day going? Hopefully, your day is going well. By the way, how long has it been streaming? I've been streaming for 3 hours already. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, I was saying, yeah, welcome to the stream, Shira. Engagement bait and fear mongering, which is pretty contradictory to the Bible. Yeah, but like that person doesn't really care about the Bible. Clearly. I mean, maybe not. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Probably not. Probably not though. People can do things that are contradictory to ourselves. I mean, in the first place, don't get religious either. Or rather, don't get philosophically don't I'm not up for this conversation. Am I? I probably am. I'm just stopping myself. So I won't say anything. But 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 in the end, people use it however they want, and like people interpret the Bible however they want. They don't actually, like it's interesting because the Bible is a thing that requires interpretation. Human beings are flawed. Or I say, human beings treat the Bible as something that requires interpretation, so they do interpret it. Um because they're interpreting the Bible. a human being can bend the Bible in essentially whichever way they want to make whatever verse they're like using or like whatever. Basically, the entire Bible can be colored by the person's like wants, and it can be whatever feels best to them is what the Bible will say. It's like whatever feels right to them is what they will make the Bible say, essentially. So it's not necessarily contradictory because, well, it might be actually. It might be, but for the most part, that's just how people use the Bible. Night pen. Hello, Brandiliania. Hello, Liania. Look at the stream. How's your day going? It's not telling me when you're live, bro. I'm sorry. It'd be like that. 3 hours? Wow. Yes. Your sketchbook layout reminds me of a manga artist random concept sketches that make zero sense to anyone. But them, for an idea of a new manga. Interesting. Maybe. Hello, the gaming illustrator. Well, how's your day going? Hopefully the day is going well. If you lost all your drawing skills but retained all the knowledge, what's the first thing you would do to get your 8 years of progress back? Get better at drawing. Essentially being able to I'd look at sketches. I'd look at sketches of the body. Like so. Yeah, I'd look at sketches of the body. I'd look at how artists actually interpret the body. I'd figure out the how they represent body parts, how to relate like cubes and spheres and cylinders to the body to like draw that. So it'd be like construction. I'd learn construction first, basically. Construction would be the first thing I would learn. And also I'd prioritize not being like stiff in my shapes. It's okay to make shapes that like this. It's okay to make shapes that are loose and like this. Like this is fine. This is an okay shape. All because like it's not the shape that's important. It's just like the way that it's just understanding the 3D space. So yeah. Do you ever miss those days when you struggled to draw basic things? Nah, not at all. Why are you holding yourself back from philosophy, Dennis? So did something happen? Not really. I just don't feel like being combative today. Um, Same. It don't tell me when you're. Oh, rip. Bye. I'm good to see you tomorrow. Okay, goodbye, Logan. Have a good day. So you say that people use the Bible for their own stuff to the way that they want, something like that. Yeah, I mean, because people see the Bible as not the text but the message, and because people see the Bible as something to interpret, and we all know how someone can interpret, like we've all done reading comprehension. We know how like a math teacher can like see like a sentence like the curtain is blue, and they can take this very basic sentence and interpret it in like a very deep way that doesn't actually mean what the like that's not what the words say. The words only says one thing, but if you want to interpret it, you can interpret it however you want, right? That's just the way how like humans are. Humans are like the type of creative being that just if you don't give them any rigid rules, they will just bend, they will twist, they'll do anything to whatever you give them. So, because the Bible has a lot of like basically the Bible is a bunch of different genres of books. It's like a library. It's essentially a library. There's different authors, there's different genres, and it's a lot of it is like metaphorical or a lot of it is very like flavorful or poetic. And because all of this it's like very loose stuff, you can take it and mold it into whatever you want. You can even ignore the text that's there. If there's a like there could be text that says one thing plainly, and you can, if you want, interpret it in a completely non-standard, like not plain way. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is for anything that's interpretive. And the Bible is kind of like interpretive. So yeah, it's interesting to draw the shapes. It is fun to draw the shapes. Dennis, I like your ankle. I see. Do you ever miss the? Yeah, read that already. No, I don't. I don't miss that. I've been sculpting with clay, and I've made a life-size cat. That's interesting. Can you draw a little Kirby? I don't really want to draw Kirby right now, so I'm sorry, but no. Uh, Math teacher. I wish I could draw freaky stuff. I see. Well, you can if you try hard enough. The fuck type of math you doing, huh? Dennis, what the fuck are you saying? I wasn't paying attention. Nah, don't worry about it. Practice, practice, practice. You just got to draw every day and learn as best you can. Make sure you have fun, though. Practicing is all well and good, but it doesn't really mean anything if you don't want to draw anymore. Make sure you keep your passion for art alive. Practicing for the sake of practicing, getting better for the sake of getting better, leads to burnout. Keep your goal clear And make sure you actually enjoy the process of making art rather than just the end result. Because the end result will move on, but the experience you get from the drawing itself, like the experience that you had while drawing that drawing, will stay with you forever. Or at least it'll stay with you for way longer than just the end result. Um and you know the feeling? I have been struggling with art block a lot, and when you can't remember the shapes how you used to do, and then has to do, and then you draw very, very strange things. Yeah, that's true. Art tutorial? This is not an art tutorial, no. But I mean, I don't know. I say a lot. Hello, hello, Babbler. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Mirai. How's your day going? Technomuse. I might name my future child Dennis if I have kids. My name isn't even Dennis, so I mean, hey, you can name your child Dennis if you want. But remember, my name is not Dennis. You said a math teacher could read. No, I meant like, yeah, I didn't mean a math teacher. I mean a teacher, like language arts or whatever it is, could read like a teacher, a teacher who's teaching literature, especially if you're like trying to do reading comprehension or even when you're trying to be poetic about something, to interpret something as simple as the curtain is blue or the curtains are blue. You can extract a bunch of deep meaning from that, even where there is no deep meaning in the first place. So, whenever anything is vague, or even when something is as simple as the curtain is blue, a person can take that and warp it to whatever they want it to mean, is what I'm saying. That's basically what I'm saying. Um, December 9th had my heart in my ass, not gonna lie. But why? I dropped my fucking phone on my face. Rip. Actually, I think that's true for the other holy books as well, the Quran or whatever. You can bend or stretch the rules because the world is evolving and keeps changing, so you can bend the rules to suit your thing. Yeah, I mean, people use anything. That's how people do anything, whether it be like any religious text, whether it be like any non-religious text. Like there are people who take like scientific studies and like use it. There's like a scientific study, and they just take that and apply that to like something that's completely not even connected to whatever the scientist says. So whether it's like scientific, spirituality, religious, anything, literally anything, and a person can take anything and warp it to whatever they want. Honestly, I don't know how you're able to keep this up. I've been here for almost the whole stream so far, and I'm getting tired. To be fair, the stream is gonna end soon. I think actually by soon, I mean maybe now. There's not really much else to do on this page. I was really just trying to finish this page. Um, yeah. So I guess I'm ending it out. Can you draw JJK characters in your style? I don't really want to, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really want to draw any JJK characters. Although they're cool. For the most part, I only draw characters who I'm like super interested in either their design or their character. But yeah. I'm food. I just finished you're fine, maybe. I'm food. I just finished doing chores. How about you? I'm good. I learned that math is very important with art. If you want it to be. The curtain is sad. You could interpret it as the curtain is sad. Whatever you want it to be. My god, English is Englishing for the first time. Oh, your English is Englishing for the first time. Hello, ghostly sunglasses. Welcome to the stream. Hello, K1 son. How's your day going? I was waiting for the end of the year report. Dennis, I think I broke my face. That's unfortunate. I dropped my phone on my face. Yeah, you said that. That's unfortunate. Did you learn art to do manga comics or just for fun? The reason I started doing art in the first place, there's a girl that I wanted to draw. Like I like this girl. I want to draw her face. So I yeah, I started to learn art. My first aim for art was to do realism. But first of all, realism was very difficult, obviously, especially as a beginner. So, and also I like ended up getting into anime, so it changed from wanting to draw realism so I can draw this girl's face that I liked to just wanting to draw. And eventually, yeah, I just draw for fun now. Eventually I might make a manga or something like that, but for right now, I'm just drawing for fun. I will always draw for fun. For like from this point on, from like I guess for like yeah, I don't see myself ever changing my goal now. That I just want to have fun with art. I want to continue to be inspired with what I'm doing. I I'm just always inspired by like really cool artists. Really yeah, there's just really cool artists out there who motivate me to draw, motivate me to get better. There's just I can't yeah, I just want to have fun. Do you like Chainsaw Man? Yeah, Chainsaw Man is cool. Hello, undecided Bloxy. How's your day going? Um, Chainsaw Man, yeah, it's cool. Can you teach us a trick? Very useful. I don't really have any like. I mean, I don't have any real tips or tricks. I mean, I have a video like. If you go to my channel, if you go to the playlist section, if you go to bigger like the playlist that's called like Beginner's Guide to dot dot dot, there's like some videos in there. I have like a video like about like drawing the bot like a cheat sheet to drawing the body, but I I don't have really many super simple or tricks. Just have fun. I don't know. That's not really a tip though, so I'm sorry. I can't really give anything that concrete. Oh no, Dennis was a simp. I don't think that's what the simp means. I for the same reason I learned cooking. Then I forgot to show off. then I forgot to show off. I know how to cook to any girl ever. Well, hey, now you know how to cook. Maybe you. I mean, ideally, right now you just like you know how to cook and you enjoy cooking. But maybe you don't enjoy cooking anymore. Hopefully, you enjoy cooking still, though. What's my favorite anime? I want to find a new anime. My favorite anime is ReZero. Then it's Monogatari. My second favorite anime is like the Monogatari series. Won't recommend it. I don't recommend it. Third series is Attack on Titan. Fourth series is like Frieren. Then Delicious in Dungeon. Then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. There's a lot. There's a lot of cool anime. There's a lot of cool anime out there. Do you have any particular thoughts about Hunter x Hunter's art style? Not really. I haven't really watched Hunter x Hunter or like read it either. So yeah, I don't really have any real thoughts on it. By the way, I'm studying for art exam thing for university, but I'm very bad at backgrounds and figures. Fair enough. ReZero, oh my god, I love ReZero. Yeah, no, ReZero is great. But yes, I think I'm done for today, guys. I am pretty much done. Um, I need a cheat code for that. Um, Backgrounds and figures. Yeah, I mean, you could go to my video. I don't know if that video is gonna help you that much. Like, I think that it's my best tutorial video. It's a bunch of like cool ideas, but I don't know how help. Like, some people say it's helpful, so because some people say it's helpful, I'll just say like I'll recommend it. But yeah, I don't know. I just hope it helps. Have a nice rest, man. Yeah, thank you. Have a good day, Mister No Trudy. How do you say your name, by the way? Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming to the stream. You know, where are my OGs like Rap Dog, Alpha Bot, etc. in the stream? I don't know. Oh, not Rudy. I see. Okay, not Rudy. Yes. Thank you guys for coming. We love you and your arts. Thank you very much. Accidentally used an Ender Pearl. Rip. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where Rap Dog or where the others are. I mean, Sloth was here, but yeah. I'll see you guys later. So have a good day.